We'll see how well this works today since, for whatever reason, my internet is skits as hell and likes to just randomly disconnect me, leaves the stream up, but disconnects me specifically. It's like, okay, all right, that's fun, I guess. And as usual, I am doing a little painting. Actually, see, I had downloaded and 3D printed these space dwarves like a long, long time ago, right? But then I popped one of their heads off and I just kind of made a Dralosite head, poked a couple holes in to represent their eye spots and etc. And it actually looks pretty darn good. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna rebase it. I've been basing all of my Star Frontiers miniatures for whatever reason on these 1-inch hexes. Now, I don't actually. I remember buying these on eBay for like, I think I got 200 of them for maybe, I don't know, $5 or something. I may have thrown some of them away over the years just because I was like, I'm never going to use those. And then, of course, hey, what's up, Satya? Oh yeah, you just had a game. Congrats to you, man. We ended up again. We're still doing the board game thing for a little while till everything calms down. I mean, I've got a funeral to go to at some point in the very near future. And then we were supposed to go to Virginia, but not sure when that's going to happen. So there's like a historical thing in Virginia called Colonial Williamsburg, which is all about just what Williamsburg was like in the 16 whatevers, prior to the revolution and everything like that. And my wife and I loved to go there. Yeah, it was kind of my wife's stepmom, kind of, sort of, in a way. It was my wife's dad's first wife. And she had always been really, really cool to, the children that came after their divorce. Like, because she had children with, the dad. So there was always like this thing where, she was really cool about letting the first kids hang out with the second kids, that sort of thing. So, over the years, she just was just a really amazing person. You got a cable guy there fixing your internet. You better watch out. It might end up like the movie with Rubber Face. I forget the name. Cable guy. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's now. I mean, before anyone gets to whatever, I do want everyone to understand. Yes, it's sad, and nobody's happy about it. At the same time, she was like 90 something, so it's like, at least in my opinion, and this could be because, having worked in the medical system and, work codes on older people and stuff like that. I mean, I'm of the opinion that if you make it to 90 plus, I mean, we should all be so lucky. You know what I mean? Is like, so I went though, and I hung out with her, and I held her hand, and you know, chatted with her and showed support and everything like that, like you do before she passed. We went up and because you know she was already on her way out, you know, and so we went up and hung out and you know hung out with her son, who is my brother-in-law, you know, who's a filthy hippie, but I still like him a lot. And sometimes we play Valheim together because my own brother can't be bothered. And yeah, you know, because when someone passes, it's there's a lot more going on than just the person that passed. There's all the people the person that passed left behind. Like, and sometimes you just gotta show up and you know be cool, you know, like you know how Fonzie is cool, right? What's up, Big James? How you doing, bro? And Crafting Gamer, how you doing, homie? Yeah, and then yesterday is usually the day that I do live streams, but I got freaking caught up in everything yesterday. Somebody ran my damn mailbox over. Can you believe that? Ran it right over. So I was just out doing stuff. You know how it is when you're just out trying to do stuff, trying to fix stuff. I appreciate it. I really do. Um, everybody, you know, wishing me well for my loss. I do appreciate it. It is a fact that I really, really was kind of, I don't, I mean, I know she liked me, but I really, really liked her. She was such an interesting older lady. You know what I mean? And there is a part of me that just likes old people, you know, because I don't know what it is, but you can like sit and talk to an old person and like the stories they tell you sometimes are just so, it's like if there's any shame here, because my memory sucks, so I can't remember everything. If there's any shame in this situation to me, it's that she never wrote a book about her life, you know, because she did some like her first husband was like a guy who worked for the Romanian government under Ceausescu or whatever his name was, and how she knew he didn't want to date her or be married to her anymore as he left her abandoned at the border, which was, you know, communist. So, and then she had to figure out how to get home from, you know, communist Yugoslavia and like all of the stories she had to tell, you know, and of course, I don't remember even 1% of them, but hopefully one of her children will remember that and, you know, record it somehow. You know, it reminds me of that movie, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. I almost wish that there was a thing like that where, like, really, you know, older people who had had really interesting lives and done like all kinds of crazy cool stuff could go and just like have their lives recorded for posterity, you know? And then on top of that, maybe even have a book written or something. I don't know. But see, that's something I used to always tell my chief. I had a fire chief, uh, McAllister was his name. And his fire career had been like crazy. Like he was on the roof of a you know 8-story building and it collapsed and he rode it down and his partner died and all this shit. And I always used to tell him, I'm like, you need to write this stuff down. You know what I mean? Everything you're talking about should be written down. This is some like hardcore shit, right? And of course, he never did because, he was too busy dealing with his prostate cancer, unfortunately. And thus, there is the tragedy. It's like, it's like the poor dude, he was the firefighter's firefighter, like he come up in like 71 or 72, and I used to talk to him all the time, and he used to tell me about how he had a really rough grumbly voice, and he was like 6'4", just this big Mick, you know what I mean? He'd be like he always called me McKee because it's my last name, and he'd be like, McKee, when I got hired, I just walked into Station 1 in Orlando, and they said, can you swing an axe? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, you're hired. I was like, well, that must be nice, because now you got to go through academy and EMT. And if you want a career, you probably should become a paramedic, and he just would always tell me all of his wild stories, and it was like, because he had put 30 years in Orlando at, OFD, right? And then after he retired, because this is what firefighters do, after he retired from Orlando, he become our training captain, right? Our training chief. Yeah, but him and I, man, we always got along really, really good. I don't know if it was because he thought I was like himself, Irish, even though, as I've already told all of you, my DNA report put a squash on that. And Frostgrave, talking about some game-related stuff. Yeah, Sacha Frostgrave is a great game, and the thing I like about it is, well, okay, I like so many things about it that I don't know if I can tell you all the things I like about it, but one of the things I really liked about it is that you can play multiplayer, right? Like when Hungar lived down here, we would get games going, and there would be like 3-4 player games of Frostgrave. And so we would play on a larger table, a slightly larger table. And how we did it is we would make it where everybody's deployment zone was in the corner. So, you know what I mean? And so then that would be how the battles would start, with your gangs deploying in the corners, and then the map set up, whatever mission we were doing. And, so, you had to keep your thoughts really like concentrated, because you never knew which one of the other three assholes was going to try to gang up on you, or I mean, it was a serious game going on there. How you doing, Timmy?
Oh, God.
Well, good.
Yesterday, we had our game and had to fight a carrion crawler.
Oh, God. Those are the worst, aren't they?
Yeah, in a narrow passage, and it was coming up from a crevice that led down into, into basically the normal area, because we're on this floating island type of thing. We're lucky that it attacked the dwarf, paralyzed him, and we're lucky that it didn't just drag him down and just went, well, I got my food.
Yeah. Yeah.
But good thing was, it came after us, and we were able to kill it, and I was able to use remove paralysis on the dwarf.
Well, good.
Gave him the chance to get the killing blow on it.
Not die, that's a good thing.
Yeah, not die and get the killing blow.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's up, homies? But yeah, Frostgrave, I mean, I guess the 2-player version would be just fine and fun. But I really preferred to play it with like 3-4 players. Because it just makes the game so much more like intense, and you don't know what's going on. And then of course, you know, you've got the board is full of NPC monsters anyway that sometimes will come after you or them or whoever. And then, you know, I always tell the story about when we were playing, I think a 3 or 4 player game, and we're playing the one where the undead just every turn they spawn out of this crypt. And in the beginning of the game, we were so busy trying to screw each other over, we weren't taking care of the undead at all. And then by the middle of the game, the undead had amassed such huge numbers, they were chasing us around, like, you know, trying to kill us. So we had to call truces and stuff like that, because it's like, you know, if we don't handle all these undead that are running around here, we're all going to be, you know, part of the bone crew, right? So yeah, we ended up like calling truces and not attacking each other, so that we could handle, you know, all of these skeletons that were just running around the table randomly whacking people, you know. And that is one of the cool things about Frostgrave, is a lot of the missions you random roll to see if wandering monsters just wander onto the table and you know, or whatever, and they're easy to deal with, because it's just like during the monster phase, the monster you measure the monster's line of sight to see if anything's in line of sight, and then if something is in line of sight, the monster will charge and attack that thing if it can, or double move to get as close to it as it can. And if there's more than one thing the monster could attack, it will always move to the closest one. So it's really easy. Now, what sucks is if you get really unlucky on the wandering monster tables and like a werewolf wanders onto the table, or Frostworm or something, at which point it's just like run, because you're getting ready to get killed is what's going to happen there. But so you're talking now back to Tim. Tim, are you talking about Bubba's game?
Yep, Bubba's game.
Nice.
Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. Although we had a little bit of an issue with the storm before we got into the dungeon. Windstorm was kind of hitting hard.
Well, weather can, in fact, be a bitch.
DM kind of toned down the damage that thing did, because it would have nearly one-shot the dwarf with what they were saying damage should be.
What, the dwarf get hit by lightning or something? I mean,
no, just wind. It was a windstorm that blew you around.
Oh yeah, so yeah. Well, you know what you do is you find a hole in the ground and you get in it.
we were actually able to get into it, and the funny thing is, the wind actually drug him to the front door of the place we were going to.
Was it magic?
No.
How do you know?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it is just a magical storm. I don't know.
It could have been some kind of weird curse or something designed specifically to drag you to your doom.
Oh, no, it was just a random thing that we know that for sure.
Prepare to meet your doom.
My character face planted because of the windstorm,
but no one would expect any different. So yeah.
Everybody else,
there, James.
What?
What are you painting there?
Well, I just finished oranging up 21 and 24. And I was talking about how, you know, the Monarch could actually be a serious villain in like a game. I mean, he's got a pretty good sized base. He's got a super genius Dr. Girlfriend making plans. And not too many superheroes I'm aware of are immune to paralyzation venom or poison.
Not to
So,
mention
like,
the
let's
amount
say
of
you're Logan, right? Wolverine, or even Deadpool. If they pump you full of like their little darts that they have the dart guns that shoot, I mean, you might regenerate, but you're still going to get knocked out.
Yeah, but how many would it take? I mean, look at Brock. He didn't even have any superpowers, or did he?
Still knocked him out.
Yeah, but it was like 50.
Yeah, but
and he got ran over by a
whole
truck.
different thing, though.
Well, he either had, like in some games, like minor powers of enhanced stats, or something else going on, because he was, a freaking Swedish murder machine.
He was a
clearly could go
barbarian.
toe to toe
He
with
raged.
a lot of villains, in that universe. So it's hard to say.
It's not that hard to say. Do you think Brock could beat Wolverine?
No, I meant in the Venture Brothers universe.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I'm saying, do you think Brock could beat Wolverine?
Oh, hell no. Nobody can.
Nobody can. He gets his ass whipped all the time. Gambit whips his ass.
Really?
Gambit notoriously whips Logan's ass in the danger room all the time.
Really?
Yes.
It's been a while for me.
Well, that's a training thing.
It's been 25 years since I read a Wolverine.
I mean,
comic.
Wolverine's whole thing is he's a little angry dude that regenerates, but that's literally it.
Well,
He's
the
not
skeleton
super
helps.
strong.
The skeleton helps in that.
Yeah, he regenerates and he's tough. But then you've got Brock, 7 foot tall, combat monster with like godlike reflexes and a combat knife. I mean,
I'm pretty sure if Brock took 3 Wolverine claws to the chest, he's having a bad day.
If it even happened ever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Brock is kind of badass.
I mean, Brock is such a badass. He could be all like, "Yeah, no, yeah, I'm just never getting hit." You can't.
So you think he's got powers we just don't know about or haven't quantified?
No, I mean, I know for a fact have watched Venture Brothers, all of it, right?
Oh yeah.
As have I. Brock whips the shit out of everyone all the time.
Okay, let me put it this way. How about Captain America then?
Oh, Brock would whip his ass.
You think so?
You know why? Because he'd be dirty about it.
Yeah, there's that.
Captain America would roll in there with his little stupid shield trying to be the superhero. Brock would kick him in the nuts and break his leg. I mean, Well,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what exactly the super serum gave him besides like heightened everything.
Human max. He is human max. That's it.
Well, you could say the same thing about Captain America.
No, I'm talking about Captain
Brock.
America. He's human max.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Brock. He may very well have human max almost everything as well.
I am saying that.
Okay.
But I'm also adding on to that unlike Captain America, Brock spent most of his adult life training in special operations and learning 100 ways to kill somebody with a pencil. Also,
Captain America's got a lot of that going on too.
Who does?
Captain America, plus decades of experience.
Yeah. Brock's got decades of experience.
Well, I mean,
Captain America's got like a century of experience.
Right. That's what I meant. There's a difference, But again, Captain America learned 50 different ways to not kill people, but still bring them in alive and kicking.
Okay, here's the thing. Do you remember the part of the one Captain America movie where they like basically all beat him up and take him prisoner?
Probably not.
Well, it's in one of the movies. He gets beat up by a bunch of guys and taken prisoner. That never would have happened to Brock. Brock would have fucking skinned him.
Probably.
Him in an elevator with like 5 or 6 normal guys. And it's like,
yeah, it's not going to happen.
We're going to take you prisoner. Brock would have been like, no. You remember, I know you remember when you went to the Pentagon and they're all like, "You can't take that knife in here, sir." And he just
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
And then,
Just take it
no,
from me.
let him keep. Yeah, he
But wait.
gets the, you know.
Captain America didn't get captured in the elevator.
But they attacked him in the elevator.
Yeah, and he beat all of them up.
Yeah, Brock would have killed them all. That's the point.
Brock would kill them all. Captain America just incapacitated all of them.
Yeah, Captain America just would punch them around, hit them with the shield, whatever. Brock would whip that freaking big ass K-bar out and literally start skinning motherfuckers alive. And that would just be it. Okay, can Captain America enter a Zen-like state and then fly through a windshield of a car going 100 miles per hour and then immediately just start driving it?
What's up, James?
Brock did.
What's up,
Yeah,
Bruce?
he did.
Brock also went to space. What else did Brock do? He slaughtered a polar bear with his knife, one-on-one, him versus the polar bear. And he killed it.
Sure.
I mean, come on.
And they gave it skin to
And then had to wrap the professor up in the skin because, you know.
He would have died otherwise.
He just died. I mean, he survived vacuum for a while. He's constantly dealing with that Russian chick that keeps cock blocking him, cock teasing him.
Anatov cock tease, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, Bruce, how you doing, homie? So, I mean, the point is, I'm not trying to be whatever, but I am going to be that way. Venture Brothers proves definitively that Brock can't be killed. No matter how bad they hurt him, he can't be. You just, I mean, he just keeps going. And unlike this goody superheroes you're talking about, yeah, when he takes out a villain, it's taken out. I mean, for good.
What about the Punisher?
Yeah, the Punisher is like Brock, but weaker.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah. Way weaker. Brock versus the Punisher, Brock would whip the Punisher's ass. Not that he actually would, because they'd probably be drinking buddies and hang out, actually. But if they ever got into a fight, come on.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to also...
They'd be probably good training partners, really.
Yeah, they'd probably hang out in a bar. And
the Venture Brothers, so the whole universe is kind of, in addition to it being a parody and a comedy...
but they're still superheroes.
Yeah. Because to me, it's almost like in the Venture Brothers universe, Brock is the Superman, just chaotic neutral in alignment, if not chaotic evil, or lawful evil. Because I can't think of anybody in the Venture Brothers universe that Brock couldn't take out, like literally nobody.
Well, he beat the shit out of Phantom Limb, and that guy can kill you with a touch.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, the fact that he tanked like a blast.
Let's put it this way: Captain Sunshine is there like Superman. He's invulnerable. He can fly through space. Bullets bounce off him. Brock would still be able to kill him.
So
somehow.
You're agreeing with me now?
No, what I'm saying is he's got like kind of, for lack of a better word, plot armor. He's meant to be the, there's no way Brock's ever gonna.
In every genre has plot armor. That's the point.
Right, but there's no way. There's nobody in that universe that compares to him in any way, shape, or form when it comes to physical combat. Whereas if you put him in the Marvel universe, I think you'd have to, or I think you would. He wouldn't have that.
The thing is, it's like, okay, at least in Marvel 616, and I assume in Face Rip, because Bear's at work right now, I think, right? There's such a thing as, leave it alone. I told you I'd do it. Why are you even doing? You're supposed to be at work. Go to work. Make me some money. Shit. These bills ain't gonna pay themselves. You're blushing. Anyway, Throw Brock into DC, and he dominates everyone in DC except Superman, probably.
Mhm.
Right off the bat.
Well, there's some
Batman,
others, but
Batman is not going to F around with Brock. Brock will skin that guy alive. Throw him in Marvel, it gets a little bit different because, I mean, Brock versus the Hulk, Brock versus Thor, that's totally different situations. But the majority of Marvel superheroes will still be worried about Brock.
Mhm.
He is a professional assassin, special forces trained, Delta Force trained, big as shit, stronger than hell, and has no F's to give about doing all the dirtiest shit. You know what I mean? This is not a guy anyone would really want to deal with, you know?
Not to mention, again, he did take a blast from Think Tank.
Yeah.
That was funny too. He's like, I could just blast you with my laser gun cannon. And it's like, I bet I could dodge it.
Yeah, I mean, that
right.
guy,
You know, it always kind of boils down to like when you have Batman versus Predator, or Superman versus Muhammad Ali, or any time you take people from two different universes, you put them together.
Superman versus Muhammad Ali is stupid, and I'm a Muhammad Ali fan.
Right, but
Superman could whip in faster than Muhammad Ali could even see.
Right.
By his ass.
But yet it was a tie, because when you bring these people from separate, universes.
Listen, I reject your argument wholesale. Before you even make it, I reject it.
It depends on who's writing the story, don't it?
No.
Really?
We know what we know about Brock, and we know what we know about everyone else we're talking about.
Right, but
it's already been written.
But the Venture Brothers universe doesn't have anyone in the entire planet who can beat Brock.
Well, then thank you for agreeing, sir.
But it's a different universe, and if, like you said, you take him over to Marvel, Thor would hit him once with the hammer, and Brock would
Thor
die.
Could hit him,
which there's no reason to think that he couldn't.
Exactly. That's where you'd have to start making die rolls, wouldn't you?
Right. If you put it all on a game mechanic.
Well, the Flash is so quick that theoretically he could whip Brock Sampson's ass, unless Brock Sampson somehow figured out where the Flash was going to be.
Like the Punisher did that. In one of the very first appearances,
mid dodge or some shit.
In one of the first Punisher issues with Spider-Man the Punisher was able to shoot Spider-Man and freaked him out because he was bouncing around, and the Punisher said, "I just have to predict, bang, where you're going to be," and he hit him square in the chest. Normally, nobody would be able to do that.
Okay? Or like in an even cooler thing when
that was pretty cool.
When what's his name, the Furiosan, predicted where the high captain of the Necromunda would be, and caught him there and killed him. Damn, what's his name?
My point is, like, in a simulation.
That's the thing. Yeah. And that's Superman's big weakness too, is magic
and psionics.
Yeah. I mean, Brock, if he ever met with the Enchantress, I mean, he could be in trouble really quick, because she could just F his whole brain up.
Right, but what
we're talking about just full on brutal fighting. I mean, is Wolverine a better warrior than Brock? I don't know.
I think Wolverine would win. Let me put it this way: if you had to stat him out, right, and you took him into like a computer simulation and ran, hundreds and hundreds of simulations, and Brock had definitive stat numbers, then there would be a lot of people that would.
I could make Brock so easy in like 616 Marvel. You just give him max human, like everything. And then for superpowers, you don't give him any actual superpowers, but you give him all the combat powers. So he's like an extra master with all guns, all hand-to-hand combat, martial arts.
No guns. He doesn't use guns.
Okay, take away the guns then.
Good point.
He's just got hand-to-hand combat, knife, fiend.
Mhm.
Hey,
Or
And then
even
give him-
whatever else is
and then
nearby.
give him luck.
There's a chair, there's a lamp, there's a Buick.
Right. You,
Yep.
But-
maybe if you wanted to, you could give him resilient because Brock is resilient.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
But he's not like
outside of that, yeah.
he
But yeah,
has
Bruce,
limits.
what you're saying, that's the thing that screws. Because with superheroes, it's all rock, paper, scissors. You've got like Logan can beat up, whoever he can beat up, but then that guy can beat up some other guy, and then that guy can beat up Logan.
Right.
It just all depends on the powers they have.
Right.
Like,
And if you put him in an environment, because he's literally in an environment where there is nobody who can compare to him.
well, like I said in the comics, Gambit beat him all the time in the Danger Room.
I don't remember any of that, but like I said, it's been 25
Let's
years
look it
since I
up.
read an X-Men.
But then
I'll
again,
put
when
that on the
Logan,
list
after
of
he got the
movies.
metal ripped out of him and Gambit were hanging out a lot. They were pounding around a lot.
Yeah, that adamantium adds a lot more than just claws.
Well, yeah, the bones. The
Yeah,
fact
yeah.
that you can't break his bones ever at all.
Right.
And I'm not even saying Brock could kill Logan. He gut him a couple times and, maybe chuck a concrete block on top of him to hold him down.
Right.
And then he'd have to leave him there because it's like,
He's just going to
can't
regenerate
kill
no
him.
matter what. I mean, unless you're a sentinel and you blast off every molecule of living flesh off him, he's going to come back. I've seen Wolverine.
And my whole thing, and I think this might be something you missed lately, my whole deal has been comparing superheroes from various genres.
Uh-huh.
Because when I run the Marvel 616 game, they're all going to be in it.
No,
But
I spent
I'm
most of my
21 and
RP.
24. I've got the Monarch and Dr. Girlfriend. She will be in. They will all be in my Marvel game.
That's fun.
This idiot over here, Peacekeeper, he will be in the game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I've got Soldier Boy from The Boys, Homelander. They might all be in my game because that's the whole point of me wanting to play a superhero game is I want to be able to put everything I want in my game.
Poor Homelander, though.
Well,
He's
you
gonna
mean
be
poor
a-
Homelander?
He's a big fish. He's like a small fish in a big pond in this kind of game.
I don't know. Who do you think could beat Homelander other than like Superman or, Dr.
Actually-
Manhattan?
You're playing this game, right?
Quite a few, actually.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at. It's super easy to make characters, or you can just base a character off a pre-existing character. I mean, so if you wanted to play Brock, you could kind of just copy the Punisher or something like that. Someone like Brock and just be that, and
Right.
name
That's
it
kind of my
Brock.
point, though. Is in any other universe, Brock could easily be equated to some of the lower end Marvel or DC
Oh,
characters.
he's definitely going to be like a tier 3 hero.
Mhm.
He
A rank
definitely
three.
he's not going to be like a rogue, or he surely will never be like Enchantress or Jean Grey or any of that shit. Because those are cosmic level superheroes. I mean, Brock versus Silver Surfer. Is that really fair?
Yeah, he's probably my favorite superhero. Maybe either him or Star-Lord or Rom. All
Star-Lord's a tier 5 hero. That's very high level.
Yeah, I think
I
it only
mean,
goes as high as 6. And I'm
It only
talking old
goes to
school.
6, yeah. So I mean, it goes higher than that because obviously Galactus is not a tier
Right.
6
I don't see
villain,
anybody
but-
like that here. Deadpool's only a 4.
Yeah.
Dr.
So
Doom's
if you look at
5.
Deadpool,
Strange
whose main
Decision.
thing is Deadpool's main superpower is he's really, really good with guns and swords. That's kind of it.
No,
Plus regeneration.
and teleport.
I don't think they have teleport in that book. I think
That's
that was a later thing or an earlier thing that they dropped.
yeah. Teleport's my absolute favorite superpower of all time. That's
Then
the
you
ultimate
want to
power.
play obviously Nightcrawler.
No, I can't stand the character.
Then play Azazel.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Well, they teleport. You like teleporting? They can do it.
Yeah, there's other teleporters.
Right. So far, my group has Florida Man, who is just super tough, not very smart, super strong, and can fly. And also, we're thinking about giving him the ability to summon alligators. And then we've got a superhero whose all of their superpowers are in fighting and luck. And all the other superheroes tell her she's not a superhero because luck is not a superpower. And then
Really?
we've got, right?
What about like Longshot? He had luck friggin' way up there.
Well, Domino is max luck. Her
Well,
luck is so big that she can actually cause people in an area around her to be unlucky. Which in game just means that you have to re-roll dice, and like if you roll a 6 versus her, she can make you re-roll it. You know what I mean?
Longshot was phased out a long time ago in favor of Domino, I think.
Yeah, see, I remember Longshot. And also in the book, and he's only like tier 2 or 3. What's his name? Bullseye.
Right.
And his superpower is just he's got accuracy at like max.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, he hits, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, I want to compare them all. I want to compare all the DC guys versus and I want to throw in the Watchmen, except Dr. Manhattan, because that's crazy. Because there's only one
not really
that could deal with Manhattan.
Firestorm had like very similar abilities.
And maybe Superman could deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
Because Superman might have the ability to like ignore his powers.
Maybe, maybe not.
Just because he can explode a human don't mean he can explode a Krypton, you know?
Yeah. Hey, James, I know another group that you might want to join, put in a superhero game.
Dark Horse?
No.
Who?
The Justice Friends.
Oh, are you talking about the twins?
No. This was a cartoon from Dexter's Lab. They had like a parody group called the Justice Friends, comprising of Major Glory, the Infragnable Crunk, and
those were all just copies of actual Marvel characters.
Yeah, and Van Halen.
Yeah,
with his mighty axe.
Because there was the episode where they all had to live together and like,
yes,
they absolutely hated it. How about this guy? How do you think he would do?
Who is that? The Tick?
Yep. Voiced by the same guy who voiced Brock, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
as well as Joe Swanson and Putty and a bunch of other characters.
His superpower is you literally cannot hurt him.
Well, he's nigh invulnerable.
He says non-vulnerable because he's never found something that could hurt him, but he assumes there could be something.
Fair.
But he's never found it. Literally nothing can hurt him that he's ever encountered in his life. In the first comic number 1, the very first page, very first panel, it shows like a insane asylum. And then like panel 2 shows a window bursting out and the Tick jumping out and just running. Because that's where he comes from. That's the origin of the Tick. He broke out of an insane asylum.
Yep.
And then met poor Arthur, who everybody thinks is like some kind of superhero dressed like a rabbit. Like, but
so wait, since you have the Tick, are you gonna have the Midnight Bomber who bombs at midnight?
Or Chairface Chippendale, the guy who tried to carve his name on the moon. Or the man-eating cow. We could get even crazier and bring in the guys from like Dr. Evil's Sing Along, whatever.
Oh, I love that.
Have Bad Horse.
You guys remember Gun Fury?
No,
Okay.
but we could have Bad Horse and the one guy that makes everyone moist.
I think his name is Moist.
Yeah, super villain. He just makes everyone moist. Like, you know. You know that Joss Whedon is actually in that thing, right?
Who does he play?
At the very, very end, when Dr. Evil sing the "Now my time has come" and all that shit, and everyone's like shaking his hand and bowing to him.
Oh, okay.
The guy in the purple pimp suit is Joss Whedon.
Okay. I'll have to go check that out.
And then he opens the door and they're all sitting there, you know, the League of Evil or whatever, and he shuts the door. And it ends sad because "and I will feel nothing." You know? It's like, oh man. He
Yeah,
truly did
because
become evil.
Penny got killed.
Yeah, he become evil.
Well,
And then instead of like playing evil, he literally just become fucking. And of course, what's his name couldn't do anything but lay in bed and cry because he'd never felt pain before in his
yeah.
life. Captain Hammer. I love it when he looks at him and he's like, "Oh, and by the way, these aren't the hammer.
My dick is the hammer.
It's my penis."
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's like, what? Oh, geez. So, but yeah, even Logan, if he got shot with like 20 freaking paralyzation darts, would go out. I mean, he might kill a shit ton of henchmen, but I mean, who cares? I mean, definitely not the Monarch.
Poor henchman.
Yeah, the poor henchman, man. You remember the time Brock like jumped his freaking muscle car into the hive
Yes.
and just was running them all over and shit? Just like,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah,
just
he hit me
running
with
for
the
their
truck.
lives. What do you have? Like a GTO or a Mustang Fastback or something like that?
I don't honestly remember. I'm not a car guy.
Yeah. Remember when he went to Tijuana because that's the only place he could go get a certain part, and he like beat the shit out of the Mexican.
Yeah, that's the very first episode.
And the one Mexican's like so happy that he got touched by Brock.
Yeah, and got to keep his smelly,
Yeah, got to
sweaty
keep his
t-shirt.
sweaty freaking shirt or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he had a crush on him.
Well, I mean, you know. And the poor professor talking about having to share a room with Brock. And like every night was just him laying there listening to Brock just smash the shit out of some cheerleader.
Yeah.
It's just
Good
like,
times.
and then he accidentally killed somebody. They hit me with a car. Yeah. Yeah. He was mad about that.
Yep.
And then Brock got kicked out of college for killing a guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he gave the Mexican his jock strap.
I don't think it was that. I think it was his shirt.
Well, look it up. What's up,
I
reprobate?
think it might have been the jockstrap, actually.
I don't remember that being that way, but okay, I could be wrong.
It could have been his jock strap. I don't know. He threw some sweaty,
was
nasty
something.
thing at him, and the guy was so happy to have it. You know, because amongst that crew, I guess Brock was like
The coolest.
the coolest ever.
There was that time I think he went on like a drunken rage in the in the dorm room, beating up all the nerds in there.
Yeah, yeah. Then he accidentally
roommate.
killed a guy in a football game.
Yep.
And they kicked him out of college, so he just joined the army and ended up becoming like Green Beret. Yeah, it's the first 3 minutes of the show, but you could probably just go to like that thing that everybody asks questions of online.
Brock or some AI.
Brock and ask, what did Brock throw to the Mexican guy in the first episode of Venture Brothers? And it would tell you. I mean, I know that Asmongold uses that thing a lot.
Yeah, I've used it a few times as well. For I I was trying to compile a list of every superpower, and I had Grok do it, and it did a great job. It even tiered them out, and I mean, it's freaking awesome.
I like
But
how
it,
616 does superpowers. You have your fighting ability. You don't really have a strength, but you have the might ability. And then depending on what your might gives you like your strength, and then you can get super strength abilities like clobber and this and that and the other. You know, plus for every level of your might, you're considered to be a size bigger when it comes to lifting, carrying, and throwing things. So if your character is like might 3, you can easily pick up like a car and just chuck it at somebody's head, you know. And then if you're like the Hulk and you've got all the superpowers that go with, you know, super strength, then you can do like amazing leap and, you know, like this earthquake ability where you slam the ground and everyone near you has to try not to fall over and shit like that. I think 616 does superpowers very well. What are you reading?
it's a book called Powers Unlimited from Palladium.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to. There's a power I'm looking for to see who had it, like where they got the idea for, if they just made it up.
What's the power?
Oh, here it is. I think it was the ability to pull your like reach into another dimension and pull out a gadget.
There's a Marvel superhero who can do that. I think that ability exists in 616.
Huh. I know that the Adventure Brothers is that big guy with the question mark that pulls out random items.
Fat Chance.
Yeah, at chance, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is an ability that you can actually have in Marvel 616. Oh, you mentioned Palladium. Nerdy Ogre showed up.
Hey, what's up, Nerdy? Yeah, I had a lot of fun with Palladium's Heroes Unlimited, but it was never perfect.
I don't know that anything will ever be perfect.
Right, I was having that discussion earlier with somebody. Someday it will, but it will be, you know, a phone book unto itself. Just
I don't know. Think about this, bro. Brosive. You have, okay, look at all the Marvel and DC characters, right? You can imagine.
Uh-huh.
Every single one of them can be made with Marvel 616. Not only can they be made with it, but if you buy the different like setting books, they're already made with it.
Could you make Captain Jesus?
I've never even heard of Captain Jesus.
Okay. Or is it Captain Christo? There was a Super Jesus for a very short period of time.
I'm pretty sure that's blasphemous.
I know it is, but it existed and it was Marvel, and Marvel, you know, along with DC, refuses to acknowledge actual, you know, Christianity in any form whatsoever.
Well, I mean, that might have something to do with the religion of the people who created both things.
Yeah, I know.
But regardless of that, I mean, if you want to be that way about it too, the fact that Marvel decided to take the Norse mythology and just be like, oh, this will be ours now. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and yet Marvel didn't, or maybe they did. Is there a superhero in Marvel called Gilgamesh?
I don't know.
Who was superhuman from the past?
Yeah. I think we're going to be reading that for the book club real soon here. Or if not soon, it'll be in January.
Do you remember when that idiot had his girlfriend shooting and he had like that giant Hero System book in front of him, or Champions or whatever, because he
No,
thought it would stop a gunshot, and it turns out it didn't.
I did not know.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing. They filmed it too. Ascendant is so crunchy that it's like, get out of here with that shit. He's an Eternal, Gilgamesh. Okay. So there you go.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure what Eternals can do.
Yeah, that's almost before most of our time. Back. I mean, that was like a grown-up comic book back in the 60s, 70s kind of era.
What, the Eternals?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was really geared toward more college and up students, as opposed to for the younger audiences that a lot of comic books were geared toward.
Yeah, I just thought everyone who bought Superhero comics was lame.
Yeah,
And
you were
gay.
wrong. You were
And
wrong.
gay.
I
There
have
were
neither
no-
of those.
There was only one acceptable comic that you could buy.
Vampirella.
Savage Sword of Conan.
Uh,
If you were spending money on any other cartoon book, you were a knucklehead. If you
I don't know,
wanted to
man.
watch, if you wanted to see cartoons, just get the Sunday edition of the paper and watch frickin' Garfield. Or the one with the family that has all the kids. They're always wandering around doing stupid shit. Yeah, I seriously, growing up, hated comics. And not comics. I didn't hate comics. I hated superheroes. All of them. Every one. I thought they were all lame as shit.
Okay.
There
Well,
wasn't
we all
one of
live
them I
in
liked.
We all
And
live in
then as I got a little older, I started watching X-Men and shit like that on TV. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's all right, right? But
Sure.
buy comics? No, never. Except for, Savage Sword of Conan, which I have all of over there. And like every single one. And Poison Elves, which I have all of them plus the trade paperbacks. Which now they got a different writer because the creator killed himself. Well, maybe he didn't kill himself. I mean, heroin overdose. Could have been an accident. He had problems. So Drew Hayes, brilliant man, but very troubled life.
The name's not ringing a bell.
Well, he created, when he self-published, they called it I, Lucifer, spelled different.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Dark Horse picked it up, they renamed it to Poison Elves, which was kind of a play on the thing, because the main character, whose name was Lucifer, but everybody just called him Lucy, he had stayed the night with a serial killer who tried to kill him by slipping some kind of drug into his tea. The serial killer, who was based on that guy up in Minnesota or whatever that skinned a lot of women, Wisconsin, that was skinning women and making shit out of their hides and whatnot, didn't realize that poison couldn't kill an elf, but it was super addictive, to the point that by the time Luce killed the guy and got away, he was so addicted to that drug that if he stopped taking it, he'd go through withdrawals and die. So basically, he's an assassin who's shorter than every other dwarf or elf. So the other elves kind of look down on him. His mom died of sepsis and was a prostitute. And he's thoroughly addicted to basically heroin. Ed Gein, that's the guy. He's thoroughly addicted to their fantasy world version of heroin. And the only job he gets is as an assassin. He did go straight one time and be a fisherman, but when he came home, his human girlfriend had like 9 dudes piled up in the house. And he kind of lost his mind and just decided to kill them all.
Hey, Bruce, that's a real tough question. It really depends on what you like. All the omnibuses that are being put out right now are just an absolute great purchase if you love the comics and you want to keep them around. You want to be able to read them a couple of times without destroying them. Very, it, by like looking at them wrong and suddenly they've got a crease in them.
Mm-hmm.
The omnibuses that are put out right now are really, really sturdy, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. Usually about 30 issues on average per book at about $100, maybe less. It really just depends on what you like.
What's up, Ad Nauseum? Hungar used to be a huge fan of. There was a run of Spider-Man called Maximum Carnage. It was 11 books.
I've got them.
He does too, and he was a huge fan of that whole thing.
Yeah,
for a while he was collecting Aquaman comics.
I just got the Aquaman omnibus. He's one of my favorite characters. That's why he's up there and there. I know people, like to, talk trash about him, but you remember the old Super Friends cartoons?
Yeah.
Every once in a while there'd be an Aquaman episode where it's just him and Black Manta underwater and shit. That was like, for me, that was like a whole new world, Atlantis undersea and all that crap. It was, the closest I could get to like a real fantasy cartoon back in the day. That makes any sense? And he had, some badass powers besides just talking to fish, He was super strong, could practically fly, super, super tough skin. I mean, to be able to go down that deep underwater, you had to be pretty freaking tough. That's superhuman, He just...
The one that my brother collected, if I remember correctly, and if he's still around, he might speak up on that, was the one where he had like a hook for a hand.
Yeah. That was... I forget what that era was called, where he had like long hair and a beard and shit. Yeah, that was pretty badass. They showed they kind of
inspiration for the Justice League version of Aquaman.
Yeah, they kind of took the gloves off and let Aquaman be the badass that he should have always been, instead of kind of like with Longbow Hunters and Green Arrow. Green Arrow was always kind of a jokey character with the arrows with the boxing glove on the end of them, and then they turned him into the freaking hunter slayer that he trained himself to be on the desert island.
Huh.
Yeah. I never got to see that cartoon, George. I always wanted to, because it had a bunch of characters in it I liked.
Flash Gordon cartoon. I never seen that.
Because there was like two of them. I think one, it was just Flash Gordon, and there was another one like Guardians of the Universe or Earth or whatever, Defenders of the Earth.
Shit. There's like 15 of them.
It had the Phantom, Mandrake the Magician, all teaming up because they were from the same kind of IP, if you will, or company that owned them. So they brought them together. I saw a few of those.
Yeah, because with Flash Gordon Shadow, you've got like, I think the earliest Flash Gordon thing was like a talkie, like on the radio from like the 1930s.
Yeah, I've got the omnibuses over here. I haven't read yet. There were some pretty.
No, I mean they actually did the whole where they had different actors talking on a radio.
Oh yeah.
They did the whole. That was like the original Flash Gordon, and then they started putting him in like newspaper comic strips, and he's evolved over time. I mean, originally Flash Gordon was just a gold Olympic DECA athlete or whatever.
Triathlete.
And then now he's in the movie he's a football player. But for a while he was a baseball player back in like the 40s and 50s.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just a big blonde dude that's like really strong and fast and smart.
Yep. Doc Savage-ish.
Yeah.
Doc Savage, tear him a new one. But yeah.
And then, of course, who did you say? The Shadow or the Mist?
Oh yeah, the Shadow was freaking amazing. That the Shadow was so huge for for decades. It was the most popular character on the planet through every medium you can imagine. It was just
Well, I mean, according to my man, Razor Fist, the Shadow is who they based Batman on.
partially.
But
It was the Shadow,
they
Zorro.
didn't want to be as badass as the Shadow was. Actually,
Well,
killing
it was
people.
an amalgamation of uh, the Shadow, Zorro, and a character from a little known novel called The Bat. And the Bat was actually a criminal, like a cat burglar.
The Bat.
And I think it was actually a woman, but nobody knew that until the end. It's been a long time. I have to go find that book because it's in tatters and try to fix it for posterity.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
This guy does.
Yeah, the Shadow knows.
It ain't pretty.
Challenge of the Super Friends. I've never seen that, but I do have to admit that I did sit through quite a few Justice League and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did watch the actual live action original Supermans.
Christopher Reeve?
No, the original TV
Steve Reeve.
Superman. The guy that always would take shots to the chest, but then dodge the gun.
Right? I could have swore that was Christopher Reeve, black and white TV show.
Oh yeah, you're probably right, and I'm getting mixed up with the guy who was in the movie.
Steve Reeves.
Yeah,
the guy you're talking about. My parents were at the party where he blew his brains out.
Yeah, apparently he was an alcoholic, and they would lie and say that he was dehydrated and shit like that.
Yeah, and he couldn't find any work afterward.
But in reality, he was just a drunk.
Yeah, Christopher Reeve was the guy who got paralyzed recently, wasn't he?
Yeah, the one guy got paralyzed about 30 years ago when he fell off a horse.
Yeah.
He's my favorite Superman ever, though.
Ditto. Did you ever watch the old black and white Batman where he worked for the CIA or some shit?
No, the only Batman show, not cartoon, that I ever saw was the one with the governor of Springfield.
Okay.
What's his name?
Adam West.
Adam West.
He was great.
And the freaking the Batarang and the bat shampoo and
Yeah, I was there, George. It was awesome. It was fucking awesome.
I mean, that dude could hit you so hard that it literally would cause words to appear like in the air.
Yep.
Hey, James, you want to know what Adam West's best role was, though?
I'm dying to hear it.
Catman.
Catman?
Yep, Catman.
Never heard of it.
Didn't he also play Robinson Crusoe on Mars or John Carter of Mars in one of the old movie, not even close to the actual stories? There was something
you know that better than I would. I mean, shit, you were there.
I just remember Adam West in the old 90s cartoons I used to watch, like Fairly Odd Parents, where he did play himself, but his alter ego was Catman instead of Batman.
I think he was better in the Batman animated adventures as the Gray Ghost.
That too, yeah.
I really liked that episode a lot.
Or Johnny Bravo.
There was an era like in the mid or late 80s when there was some actual good superhero cartoons.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you had like the Superman,
80s, early
and then
90s.
you had Batman, and then you had Justice League, and then you had the old X-Men. You know, that da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yeah, that was late 80s, early 90s, wasn't it?
Whenever it was, that one was a good one. He was in Wild Wild West. Yep.
I also like that of West and when he was in the episode.
That George. Whenever they go from one seat to there, they always say that.
Like Adam West helping Johnny Bravo try to help him find his mom.
But yeah. And speaking of,
Freak.
That's a shadow.
who else could it be?
All right. There's a
140.
Reaper made a really good miniature of it too, but I didn't.
Twin 45s and
Yeah.
all black. Which that's just how I painted him. I don't know if that's correct or not. I mean, for all
For the most part, it is, except the red scarf. And all you got to do to make that miniature look a little better is like maybe give it a really light Zenithal dry brush
right.
of white, and then go over that white with either like really, 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 really dark blue or purple. So that
He's wearing like a red scarf on his face. Is that what
Yes.
you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I have except for the cape, I have the full shadow costume that Jackie and I wore that, and he wore something else for a video. I've worn it a couple of Halloweens and stuff because obviously, and it's an easy costume to make. We had to make the scarf out of I want to say 6 or 8 red bandanas sewed together because the thing's freaking long. It's like Doctor Who's scarf. It just goes on for miles. Doctor Who's scarf, depending on how they shot it, was either 12 or 16 feet long.
I have only one costume that I wear these days.
Yeah, I've seen it.
My Death Corps of Creed costume.
It's a good costume.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in Legions Imperialis, the Death Corps are not a thing. So I do not get to play my beloved Death Corps. This is a Reaper miniature that looked enough like a Drowsite that I'm painting him like a Drowsite. This guy. Why? Because you can never have too many Drowsites in your life. Star Frontiers players know who I'm talking about. Oh, Brucey Bruce.
Oh, Bruce.
Brucing around. He's just a big all over town.
How's everybody doing today?
Hey, what's happening, Bruce?
Just life, living a dream, drinking some American beer.
That's funny because I was talking to a guy the other day and he asked me how I was doing. I said, living the dream. And then I explained that I'd never heard of that saying until I become a firefighter. And then that's what firefighters always, Yingling, nice.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back, guys.
Firefighters always say living the dream. And this guy who was in the Navy said, well, that's what we say in the Navy too.
Yeah, I mean, we say that all the time in the Navy.
And I was like, really? So then I started wondering if someone got out of the Navy and become a firefighter, and that's how that got introduced,
Dog.
Is that the dog or your chicken? It sounded like a chicken for a minute.
That's a dog. I don't know why she's crying. She just is now.
Because she's been ignored by her daddy. She's like, I'm just a little puppy being ignored.
I'll agree with George times 2. The 1980s Flash Gordon cartoon was very close to fantasy. There's 2 versions of it. You have the Saturday morning serial that did 2 or 3 years thanks to Filmation. Then you have the 1984, The Greatest Story Never Told, which was a TV movie that NBC aired on a Saturday night, and I was lucky enough to be home to watch it. And holy shit, you can find that on YouTube and watch it. In the end, he actually kills Ming.
See, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Actually, for anyone who wants to think about, though, what was Flash Gordon supposed to be except a fantasy? It's not a sci-fi, guys. I'm sorry. I mean,
Well, neither is fucking Barsoom.
Which one?
Barsoom, John Carter Mars.
Yeah, I don't think anyone calls that a sci-fi. That's a pulp.
And that's how I view Flash Gordon.
Yeah, it's more of a pulp. It's definitely not sci-fi. It's more akin to Conan than it is to Heinlein, which doesn't make it bad. I mean, actually, it's pretty cool. And Barsoom is pretty cool too. Or Princess of Mars, or whatever the hell we're talking about.
Hey, James, apparently Driving in Dungeons was talking about you.
Driving in Dungeons? I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
Everybody?
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's who they're talking about.
Who?
Scarabee.
Oh, Garby? My buddy? Oh, he's probably responding to the when I said, just because something's popular, don't make it good.
Well, yeah, that's what we call 5th edition D&D, the Twilight books and movies, the Titanic movie.
Agree, Coochie. And I think the recent movie they made was really good too, even though, it didn't do very well.
Disney fucking got pissed off that nobody saw it.
Well, I saw it a lot, and I don't even like Disney. But I saw that one a lot. I thought it was really good. Oh, the Red Princess, definitely a hottie. Like in the movie, whoever they got to play the princess, yeah, she's definitely a smoke show for sure. I mean, I don't know who it is or what else she's ever been in, but she looked really good in that movie. But and you're right, ad nauseum. I ran 5e when it very first came out, and there was only 3 books for it. And it wasn't a horrible game. But Tasha's killed 5e. Let's be honest. When Tasha's came out, that was the end of 5e. 5e sucked after that. I mean, Tasha's basically turned 5e into Pokemon, And then when they started adding all of their Driving and Dragons, is that J. Scott Garby? Did he change the name of his channel?
I don't know.
But anyway, when they started putting all of the real world shit into the game, like, orcs being Mexicans and whatever, it was just, it was just like, nah, this is stupid, And that's basically it, that's Pathfinder guy. Yeah. What you're telling me with that ad nauseum is you like math, which is fine. I mean, like math. But, yeah, the 5e shot itself in the foot. It started out like even old grognards like me were playing it. And, we were having a blast. We played that game for like 2 years. The characters got up to like level 14 and and it was a good game because whatever was in the rules you didn't like, you could just ignore. And they told you to in the book.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you don't like talents? Don't use talents. You don't like feats? Don't use them. So it was super like, cool like that, right? But then as they kept releasing more and more source books, it just kept getting stupider. And eventually it hit that what would you call it?
Like, I'm going to go. I'll see ya.
Bye, Tim. I like thick rules. Yeah. Well, I mean, Pathfinder's definitely, thick. You're like, damn, that rule set is dummy thick. But anyway, yeah, it's like every time they released a book for 5e, it made 5e worse than it had been before the new book came out. And I'm including the one they put out up against giants and this and that. It was like, it just kept getting dumber and dumber.
5th edition does that. From 2014, I thought like, oh wow, Pathfinder's going to have a real challenge to keep people seated at its table. But then after 2017 came, and people were starting to the attrition was starting then because there were things just falling apart. And then after that, it just seemed like it got worse and worse. 2020 came around. I had all my players back, and then the fucking woohoo virus came around,
Right.
and that killed my table.
That was, yeah, and I stand by this. 5e could have been, if they had stuck on releasing more like traditional things, hell, I
Okay.
might still be playing.
All
Probably.
right, so critical thinking question. What type of person would have bought traditional things with the D&D brand on it? What type of people would have bought that?
Well, I used to be a completionist, so me.
Okay, so they obviously did not give a value to guys like you or me, because they got me with 4th edition, and 5th edition never interested me.
See, I ran 4th edition and I liked it, and to this day, I will attest that 4.5, also known as 4E Essentials, was a good set. That basically got overshadowed by how much everyone hated 4E, and therefore no one ever played it. But if you actually took a chance to play Heroes of the Fallen Lands and all that stuff, the 4E Essential stuff, you'd realize it was really good. But, you know, it is what it is, right? And D&D had already, or Wizards of the Coast had already kind of killed whatever good whatever the players had for it, good fillings or whatever. I mean, 4E just pissed people off to the point that they're like, screw this. And then, you know, that's when Pathfinder got popular, was because people were so mad about 4E. It's not that Pathfinder was necessarily a great game. It's just that
not in the least bit.
People went to it because they hated 4E so much.
Okay.
And then by the time they put out 4.5, it was too late. The hate was freaking strong, you know?
Well, here's the thing with Pathfinder. When 4th edition was getting bandied about, and they said they had the best game system, and they took out Grapple, Paizo releases a beta test of the rules. Go ahead and download it for free. Nobody had ever done a rule system that would be so robust like 3.5 and then offer it first to players and DMs alike for free. That shit right there in 2006 and 7, that was the copium we needed to realize that Wizards of the Coast would not be taking all of our money. They kept making bad decisions. Because one of my favorite books I've gotten recently is called Dungeon Grappling. And the writer goes into all sorts of various systems in there as to what it would take for you as a player or DM to have a character that can grapple real fucking well. And he does 3E, he does 5E, he does Pathfinder, he does fucking Steve Jackson's whatever game that is, the 3-6 bullshit.
Yeah.
And the Fantasy Trip. He does a very GURPS. He does a real good job of going through all the various big systems and showing you, if you play these systems, here's how you do it. Here's some extra juicy rules for your characters and your DM to look at. Make sure you okay it with the DM before this is in play. And the thing is that in every good fight in a fucking movie, what is there? There's a grapple. There's a moment where the good guy grabs hold of the bad guy and he hockey punches him, grabs with one hand and wails with the other. Or that, he ground and pounds. You can't establish that in a stand up, I swing, I miss. No. You got him on the ground, go ahead, attack his flat foot AC. And it's just a very well done way to make the game a little more exciting. And in the movies, I mean, what would the Ray Harryhausen films be without somebody getting a hold of a monster during the middle of a fight? I mean, those films have stood the test of time because, in all actuality, are they pretty to look at now? Do they really measure up to what we have today? Man, not really. For me, they're great. I love them. But
Yeah, I just bought the
the
box set a couple years ago. We did a whole review on it. Jackie, having not seen a ton of stuff, was still able to enjoy them immensely. They still do a lot of things that movies still don't do today.
yeah, they hold up. And there's good fight choreography there with the special effects that are in play. And so I really think that a game that has robust rules for grab your opponent, make them submit or pummel them into a red paste, if your rule set covers that, awesome. Your game's better than what Wizards is going to produce. I'm not trying to just kick Wizards because they're down. No, I'm kicking Wizards because they're stupid and gay.
Well, I mean, they're not down. They're still making money. Coochie, when 5e first came out, everything you're describing didn't exist. All that shit happened like 2 years after 5e had been out. And let's see what else. 4e, 4e should have been released as like a miniature skirmish game.
Do you remember Chainmail back in 2003?
Yes.
Okay, the re-release of Chainmail was actually what I feel should have been 4th edition.
Yep. 4e would have made a really good skirmish game where you set up your little tiles and you versus whoever you're playing against. Had your little figures that cost X amount of points to make and have different effects they could do. And people would probably have liked that. But are you going to review Heroes of the Borderlands Shadow?
Wait. Heroes of the Borderland? I don't know. I'm right now. I'm working with Barrows in Borderlands. It's the closest thing to that, and I might actually run Keep on the Borderlands with that because I've got some players who've never been through Keep on the Borderlands.
I've got players that's been through it about 12 times.
I literally haven't touched it except to move it since 1983 or 4.
And I wish Hungar was here because he would tell you that of the 12 times he's been through Keep on the Borderlands, he never knew he was going through Keep on the Borderlands except for the first time.
Really?
Well, think about it. The adventures start in a castle. Well, name the castle. Let's call it Castle or what did I call it in my home campaign setting? Sarvov or something like that. So it was Keep Sarvov, who was the Castellan's name was Yosef Sarvov, and it was near the Darkwood Forest. And deep in the Darkwood Forest was supposedly an evil temple, and a bunch of evil humanoids were collecting around it, and you need to go in there and deal with it. And of course, on the way, they encountered a witch that lived in a hollow tree and tried to.
I love that encounter. I love that encounter. It was just so perfect, simple but perfect.
And they encountered a hill giant, but they heard him coming and they hid. So he just passed on by, And then basically what I'm saying is I just kept changing the name of the keep and the name of all the stuff. H drive through, Keep on the Borderlands.
No. That is the Raging Swan Press homage to Keep on the Borderlands. It's called Shadowed Keep on the Borderlands. It's a really neat module. That is the free version I just sent you.
Okay. There was a Shadow Keep on the Borderlands that come out with 4th edition too. Or was it Keep on the Shadowlands?
I think it was Keep on the Shadowlands.
And then, of course, Macros Adventure Conquer Kings did Keep on the Borderland, but it was called the Savage Stone of Sakara or something like that. But if you actually looked at it, it was Keep on the Borderlands. And then also another thing with Keep on the Borderlands, in addition to changing all the names, there's no reason not to change which monsters are in which caves, or just delete entire caves if you want. and introduce your own caves. That was the whole reason Gary Gygax invented that adventure, is it was supposed to make the start of a campaign. And I've started numerous campaigns with that adventure, and at no time did the players ever actually know they were going through Keep on Borderland again. Because, I mean, it's so archetypical, you know? It's truly the D&D, the classic D&D archetype. You're in a keep, you travel X amount of miles to the forest to kill monsters, and then you flee back to the keep. 5-5. Very strange place where
B1 I put right up there with equal to that, because it was the same thing, but it was, you know, just instead of it being mostly caves and you know, strange tunnels, it was a full-fledged dungeon with a level of caves and tunnels that let you stock the rooms with monsters and treasure from a pre-generated list of like 50 of each.
That's B1.
Yeah. And it was, you know, it was kind of perfect in its own way, because it let you could run it a zillion times, and every time it could be different.
Yes, I have. I've actually got pictures somewhere on my webpage of the fight.
Did you gentlemen know that Troll Lord Games released a Barsoom box set?
I knew they were going to.
Yeah. If it's out, I need a link, because then I'll have to spend more money. I just got from Goodman Games the Lankhmar the Lankhmar rules and box set. I've got the Dying Earth. I've got Mutant Crawl Classics and Dungeon Crawl Classics, which I do not like, but I'm still going to use the books for info. I hated the art in those books. God, the art was just so.
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay.
Yeah, because it's on my.
Sun. Here comes the sun.
I don't know if I'm the sun, but thanks.
Well,
hey, Bear. Good game last night.
Flashing in my eyes.
Hi there, Bear. What are you up to?
You missed a huge argument about superheroes earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was busy writing. I apologize that I didn't throw Valorous to the side to run over and debate superheroes.
I am too.
You really should have.
I'm a bad person. Clearly a bad person.
A bear. You are a bad bear.
I'm a bad bear. But the good news is the first draft of Valorous is done.
Hey, Bad Bear could be like a superhero or a super villain.
Just God, no.
It might be.
Anyway, what were you guys talking about when I came in?
Oh, we were talking about the fact that I've ran my player group through Keep on the Borderlands at least 12 times.
What's wrong with the camera?
And they've never even freaking known, ever. Because, you know, I changed the names of everything and swapped things around, so...
Oh, shit, my camera's not working. What the hell?
Plug and play, man. Unplug it back in.
Yeah, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, typical IT. You know? Oh, your camera's not working? Unplug it and plug it back in.
It's amazing how many times...
I've never run a large-scale siege of the keep. That would be fun, but that would require my players to be keep-bound.
Well, in one of the B2 games, the monsters got so mad at the adventurers raiding the dungeons that they actually attacked the keep. And it ended up being a really touch-and-go situation since Josef Stojanov, that was his name because I copied it from...
That's from Flan.
Of Adventure.
That's from Flan. I know that name.
Yeah, Stojanov. So Josef Stojanov had taken about 90% of his men-at-arms to the north to try to fight against the rebels from the west of my campaign world. The Westfold had rebelled against the Tsarina. And while he was gone with 9/10 of the soldiery, the evil cleric that was in the keep, pretending not to be an evil cleric, sent a message to the monsters telling them to attack. So
pretending not to be an evil cleric, like you do.
Like you do. So it ended up being like the adventuring group, which was, to be honest, was like 10 people, and like 20 men at arms versus like half of all the monsters in the caves. You know, they had left some behind, you know, the young
Shadow's back, by the way.
whatever, right?
Shadow's in the green room.
And so they duked it out, and in the end they managed to pull it off. And yeah. And then they decided to go, come on, man. Green room, stop being a pain in my
Patootie.
I love a round patootie.
But in the end, they found out that what's his name had been captured by the rebels.
Joseph Stojanov.
Yeah, Yosef, no J, had been captured by the rebels, and then they had to leave his son, who was an absolute douchebag. But they had managed to kind of toughen him up and man him up a little bit before they left. And they had to go up there to try to rescue Yosef Stojanov from, you know, the forces of Alexander of the West. So, you know, which turned into another large-scale battle. But, you know, not as large scale as the Castle Siege, more of a hit and run, you know, kind of a non-conventional combat kind of large scale battle, you know, because I mean the forces of the West were busy basically doing all the horrible shit you do when you conquer a village, and so they had to like get involved and stop it. So yeah, there was a whole thing. And basically what happened is when the Tsar died, he was murdered, but they don't know that. The Tsarina rose to the crown, but she was 12. So her 3 uncles all decided that one of them should be the regent, except none of them could agree. And then her uncle, who ruled the western part of the empire, he decided to hell with it. Let's go to war about it. You know what I mean? And had he made it all the way to Kaliningrad, which is the capital of the empire, he may have even killed his niece and just took over, right? But luckily the players were running around doing stuff. So, you know, yeah. And that all started out as me running B2 Keep on the Borderlands. And it just blew up from there. And we played that campaign for years and years and years. Which, when you're running AD&D, that means the players are like level 8. You know, it's like 4 years into the campaign, and everybody's like, "Oh, I just made level 9! Woo!" Not quite that bad, but you know, pretty slow leveling. So the big argument we were having that Shadow, for some reason, was being obstinate about was Brock Samson.
What about Brock Samson?
Like, could he whip Wolverine's ass?
No.
I said yes.
Not at all. Never in a million fucking years.
That's what I was trying to say.
Never in a million
Kill
fucking
him,
years.
He could whip his ass.
No, he wouldn't. Do you know what adamantium is, James? Do you understand what adamantium will do to a normal human's flesh?
If it ever hits, which it
And
never
he would. Wolverine has heightened reaction speeds, can ignore pain, and as Brock is doing damage to him, Wolverine keeps fighting through. That's everybody forgets about
you're
Wolverine.
both wrong.
Well, you can look. You're allowed to think that, but you're wrong.
You're both
Oh,
wrong.
thanks, George. I'm glad you really enjoyed that. Thank you. I watching them be absolute chaos monkeys last night
Was I off base with my observations?
I believe I've already answered your question with a that's interesting.
Okay.
Oh, and Nerdy Ogre's back. He keeps popping in and out. Siege machines. No, Coochie, I did not have siege machines in the Castle Siege. I had ladders. Like the Orc mob had ladders. The Bugbears had ladders. Most of the goblins just had bows, and they were setting up and shooting at people trying to defend the parapet. But it's really easy to run siege engines because every X amount of length of stone wall has X amount of hit points, and every siege engine does an amount of damage when it hits. So if you've got a trebuchet set up targeting a position on a wall, every time it hits, you roll damage, and when the wall is reduced to 0, it collapses. There you go. Super easy. And rams work the same way. If you manage to get it to the gate, every time you swing the ram, it does damage to the gate, and when the gate's reduced to 0, it gives in.
Super easy. Barely
an inconvenience, brother. So yeah, it's super easy. I mean, you could use like Battle System 1 or 2 if you wanted to, but I didn't. I used it as a 1-to-1, but I have a shit ton of miniatures. So if you go on my posts and you find the pictures of the battle, you'll see like 40 orcs moving in a horde towards an actual 28 scale castle. That was my keep on Borderlands. You'll also see the kids from the D&D cartoon, except they're all grown up, helping fight to defend the castle because the adventurers hired them. Like Eric's like a big dude with a sword and a shield because he always was supposed to have a sword. He's got a beard, you know. Hank's got a beard and he's got his bow. You know, the mage looks the same, except he's got a red beard, but he's still just wearing green with his green hat. And Uni, of course, is full grown. So, you know, it's a grown-up unicorn. And, yeah. And Bobby is like 7 feet tall, muscle bound with that club. You know, so pretty hilarious. I always find a way to work them into my games some way or another. Just like the last D&D game I was running, well, I call it D&D, but it's OSC Advanced. They got into it with the bad guys from the Shady Dragon Inn. So, Kellic, Warduke, whatever the sorceress's name is, and the half-orc assassin. None of this is on a blog, Coochie. It's on my pictures. Like if you go to my YouTube webpage and you look under my posts, if you go back far enough, you'll see a bunch of pictures of me playing out this castle siege, and I was using AD&D First Edition rules. So when I had 40 orcs fighting 30 guys, I was rolling 40 attack rolls versus whatever, and then whoever lived got to roll back, depending on initiative. So I was fighting actual First Edition AD&D mass battles. And the whole point was to prove to people it could be done, and that First Edition is not as complicated as certain, I don't know, midwits think it is, and you can do anything you want with First Edition. However, that said, I play OSC Advanced mostly now. because it's even easier than First Edition, you know? But like when I hear people bitch about First Edition and, oh, it's so complex, and I'm like, dude, I learned that game when I was 12. And I was pretty retarded when I was 12. So if a retarded 12-year-old hillbilly could learn this game and play it and run it, what is your effing excuse? Did your mom take a lot of Tylenol when you were a kid? I mean, what in the hell?
Oh, that's just low, James. How dare you use modern day events to illustrate something that happened back in the 70s?
I think it's hilarious that the one guy said, Tylenol could be bad if you're pregnant. So some woman took a shit ton of Tylenol and died. It's like to prove a point.
Back in the day,
of herself eating Tylenol.
You remember back in the day, James, if like your friend dumped his girlfriend and like somebody in your circle would get a phone call from said girl and she's like, I'm depressed. And you can hear on the answering service or on the answering machine, there's the Cure in the background. And you're like, send out Becky to see if she's okay. See, Becky goes over there and there's like an empty bottle of fucking Tylenol and everybody.
You know what that means to me as an ex-paramedic? In about 30 years, you're going to be on dialysis. Good job. Because Tylenol destroys your kidneys.
Doesn't
destroy
Tylenol's acetaminophen's processed by the liver?
it does, but it destroys your kidneys too.
How?
I don't know. You're asking me how it does it. I'm just telling you it does. Remember I told you, Bear? It's you don't try to find out what's going wrong. You just try to X out what could be going wrong. And whatever's left, that's what you work with, man.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm thinking, I could be wrong, though. But if that's not better.
Ibuprofen and ASA are processed by the kidneys. Acetaminophen's processed by the liver.
Then maybe you're 100% right, and maybe it's the idiots that OD on ibuprofen. That
Could be. I don't know, but I know Tylenol will kill you if you take enough of it.
Yeah, I heard a story a while ago where a girl did the thing. You know, she the bottle, and she went to the hospital, and they had to inform her that she was going to be dead in about a month, and there was nothing they could do.
You would have to take so much aspirin, it's ungodly to imagine. But if you manage to do it, you could be in the ER room and they couldn't save you. Like, say, 2 of those big bottles. It was literally start dripping blood out of your pores.
Yeah, they said it was going to be painful and awful, and there was nothing they could do.
Because aspirin thins your blood out. Mm-hmm. And if you get enough of it in there, there's just nothing they can do.
This got really dark.
But I mean, like you'd have to take like 2 of those big ass bottles of it, man. So, but anyway, it did get dark because I made a joke. But yeah, look on because I post pictures of all the stupid shit I do on my posts on my YouTube channel, and you'll see all the stupid shit I've ever done. It's all there for like the past, 10 years.
James, I was to the Twitter.
What are you talking about?
YouTube posts. You know, where you post pictures and I post making fun of Haas and stuff like that.
YouTube posts?
Yep, in the community tab.
Oh, the community tab. Okay, the community tab. All right, the community tab. They've renamed it posts. Okay, I get it.
Like where I posted one thing as like, congratulations, it's been 25 years since Mom found you behind a bin.
Janet from another planet. Janet from another planet posted a really good one this morning. It was like a white styrofoam package with cellophane over it, with meat in it. It was pork, obviously, and it said Peppa Pig jigsaw puzzle.
Jigsaw puzzle, yeah. No, the at Haas thing is big because since he was born, I always told him that Mom found him behind a garbage can in the black neighborhood, and I never stopped telling him that. So then when I saw the birthday card that said, congratulations, it's been X amount of years since Mom found you behind a bin, I had to post it. And then at Oz, at Morris. And he's like, yeah, that's my brother. I love my brother.
You love Hungar. Everybody looking for the shirts.
We do. But I've got tons of pictures. Every miniature I paint that I take pictures of is on there. Lots of memes. Freaking. But the Castle Siege is 100% on there. 100%. I remember. I still got the castle. It's in my garage.
I'm really sorry, James. I wish you posted to Twitter as much as you posted to your YouTube.
I forgot how to log on to Twitter on my new computer and then decided it wasn't worth trying to figure out.
Smart man.
It was just like, I used to log on to Twitter all the time because me and Pundit would take turns either being on each other's side or hating each other. So it was pretty interesting for a while, but then I got to where I was like, I don't care. But there for a while, yeah, that was the play. Sometimes I would have his back, and other times I'd call him a neocon piece of whatever so-and-so, and he'd call me a broom style mustache enjoyer, and we'd go back and forth. And,
At least he didn't call you a Snickers bar enjoyer.
Yeah, and then we'd make up a little bit, and then we'd be buddies against a third party, but then we'd always go back at each other at some point. That's kind of me and Pundit's relationship right there. It's like I'll have his back against some people.
He's not my favorite guy in the world, but I'm favorable to him more than I'm not favorable.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's
I
actually
honestly
an
don't know
okay guy.
Adam.
I think he's an okay guy. I think I could sit down and have a drink with him, no problem. Talk bullshit, the whole 9 yards. And maybe I could do it without making fun of his ascot. But who knows? Maybe not. But regardless, yeah, I have no hatred for Pundit. But I will F with him, for sure. You know what I mean? So it's I'm a horrible person when I'm on X. I don't need to be on X. Like, I am the worst human being ever. I will get on there and I will just say stuff that nobody should ever say to anybody.
X is literally the only slightly better than Reddit.
You know, Reddit might be getting F'd in the A for sure.
I heard they're getting fucked right now.
For real, because they run those snark Reddits, and apparently Ethan Klein has hired, a bunch of his people's lawyers to seek discovery on Reddit. And it turns out a lot of Reddit mods were in on all of the bullshit they did to him, which was some seriously illegal bullshit. And I don't even like Ethan Klein, but I'm agreeing with Ethan Klein here. I'm like, look, you don't do certain shit. Like, you don't call Child Protective Services on somebody just because you don't like them. Make up a bunch of shit and try and get their kid. You don't tell them their wife deserves to die because she served in the IDF. Like she had a choice. You turn 18, you serve in the IDF. That's the rule. You know what I mean? And, of course, a bunch of retards did this, and now they are all finding out. Because Ethan is way smarter than they are. He made a video and copyrighted it and then released it knowing they would all break copyright on it. And they all did. Every effing one of them. So now he's getting discovery. He's getting all their emails. And then Reddit's involved. They're getting effed. And I'm happy because I hate Reddit. I absolutely despise Reddit. Everything about it.
I don't use Reddit or Twitter.
You couldn't get me to go on Reddit.
Or Blue Sky.
Well,
Blue Sky is also falling apart. Apparently, their subscription numbers have dropped. Like, the only people left on Blue Sky are people who are mad that they can't make fun of the Charlie Kirk thing. And they can't because Blue Sky said they ban them. But all the actual normal, halfway decent people have already left Blue Sky. They're like, yeah, screw this place.
I heard Gilded
too many maniacs on this place. What did you hear, bro?
Gilded is going out of business.
Roblox is closing them down in end of January, end of December.
Yep.
And
because Roblox is worried about getting charged with some seriously bad stuff.
RPG Elite wanted me to go on Gilded so I could be in his games, and I couldn't make it work no matter what I tried, and that put an end to that. But maybe he'll come over to Discord.
Basic Expert was on Gilded for a minute. He ain't anymore, though.
Yeah, Jade was as well, wasn't he, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they bailed out of there. That place.
How is Jade? Anybody heard from Jade?
Nothing. I made a Gilded for my stuff, and then they changed the login system, and it wouldn't let me reset my password anymore. So I couldn't log into my account. I was like, this is fucking retarded. But now I see why I did. Now I see why they did it, though, because they only bought Gilded because it was threatening their Roblox forms.
That is so funny because that's what happened to me with my Gilded. So, like, I couldn't log in, so I just said, F it.
I tell you, the one I'm going back to is MeWe.
MeWe?
MeWe.
What do you want? Okay, old man. Enjoy the garden.
I'm still on MeWe and Rumble.
Okay, do you have a Minds account, though?
I'm thinking about going back to
Minds. MINDS.
Can't hear him. It sounds like he's underwater.
Minds.
What's Minds?
Never heard of it.
It's like to the left of Gab. but still to the right of Twitter.
Huh.
But they allow porn on mines. So half
So
my
you're happy.
feed, I got to click that I'm an adult. I'm not
They
really.
allow porn on Twitter.
This is against the Geneva Convention.
They allow porn on Twitter. They allow porn on Reddit. Well, Tumblr's like the only. Tumblr and Facebook are the only ones that don't let you do an Insta. You know.
See, I'm so surprised that Tumblr got rid of porn. There were so many girls that I knew that had fucking made thousands of dollars a month on fucking Tumblr for porn.
Oh, I knew a lot of girls making money on Tumblr.
Poor things.
Yeah, it's really sad when the horror economy tanks. It's just the whole economy is. It's propping up America. It's so
The whole
sad.
economy, right?
The
The
whole
whole
company.
economy. The poor whole economy. Where would they'll have to go stand on a street corner and actually sell their ass now?
No. They'll go to
Suppose.
Tiffany's Cabaret on Wurzbach Road and try to get like more than $10 an hour in tips. It won't work.
Listen, none of these. 90% of these bitches would never go somewhere where a man could actually touch them. Let's just keep that straight, okay?
That's probably
They-
true.
They'd never work as strippers. They'd never work as escorts. They'd never work as massage parlor girls because they'd have to touch men, and that's not going to happen. It's the 10% that are willing to cross the line they'll be fine. The others, they'll just have to marry one of those fucking idiot simps that they've been bilking for a while and set up camp in his life, and then divorce him and take his
and
money.
then divorce him and take half his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole economy is fine, gentlemen. The whole economy shall continue unabated.
Unabated. I think you're right. That said, I think we should all go back to MySpace.
I agree.
I'm in.
Tom did not do us dirty. Tom was a good man.
Tom liked every damn one of us.
Yeah, he was our best friend in the beginning, at least.
I never had a MySpace. Can we actually still create them?
I think you can. I still have one, but I don't know how to log on to it.
That's the story of your life these days, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. But I have been trying to answer your messages on Discord better.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I mean,
Do I really want to go on to this? Because all I see is a lot of Taylor Swift on the front page. Ugh.
yeah, that's probably what it is. I would not doubt that is what it is.
Getting easy using one of your social networks or start fresh with an email address. Let's go with an email address.
The cool thing, at least back in the day about MySpace, is you could if someone clicked on your page, you could have like a song start playing, and you could do all kinds of stuff. The Feet Picks 500 index. I have to admit, my good sir, I've never understood that. Like the idea of wanting to look at people's feet in a sexual way. I don't get it. I mean, and before someone says I'm not allowed to kink shame, I want you guys to know that kink shaming is in fact my kink. So keep it to yourselves.
Nice.
Well, I just have to say that I kink shame, and if you are a foot degenerate, I don't need to talk to you at length.
It's like apparently there's like a big market for like watching women smash cakes with their butt and stuff like that.
No,
I
the
saw that on
funny
YouTube.
is the watermelon thigh crush. The watermelon thigh crush is the one that gets all the boys in the yard.
Oh, that's that trans person. What's its name?
I have no idea about that one.
Destroyer?
Bryn Valkyrie 40K.
Bryn Valkyrie, she's not a transgender.
Well, I mean, type in is Bryn Valkyrie a transgender for yourself. I'm not.
Dude, she's
I'll bring
not
that.
trans. I've seen her. She's not trans.
I don't think she's
I'm
trans,
just
dude.
saying.
I've watched some videos. I look for scars.
No idea what you're talking about.
Type her in, see what you see.
See what you see. All right, let's go ahead into the world of AI and Photoshop and see if we can get definitive proof that a real woman who likes to shoot guns is actually trans. I wonder. How do you spell her name? Bryn, B-R-Y-N?
BRYNN.
Valkyrie is trans? Question mark. Well, there's her X account, and then / There is no credible proof that she is trans.
Nope, but I've seen credible proof that she was in the Army.
Yeah, I've seen her ETS stuff, but I mean, I could fake that. I mean,
No.
it's just a piece of paper.
I've seen photos of her back in Desert Storm, not Desert Storm, GWAT.
When she had blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've seen some weird shit.
Yeah, I've seen some weird shit too, but that ain't her.
She pissed me off a little bit though, because her original channel was Bryn Valkyrie 40K, so that's why I went, because 40K.
Okay, George.
And then I got there and there was no 40K, and so I just was like, "What the fuck?" You know, I was very mad. I felt like I'd been taken advantage of.
They do not have that subreddit up anymore. That subreddit got taken down, James. The YouTube channel, Bryn Valkyrie is Trans, is a channel that's been lost to time. They took that channel down.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to say people are trans, even if they are. Or aren't. I don't know. She's a 40-something-year-old chick that likes to shoot guns. Okay, fine. We can.
And
leave
has
it
big
at
old
that.
titties. And has tig old bitties.
Yeah, yeah. Who?
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, who knows? Maybe she had work. Maybe she didn't. I can't tell. I can't
That's
tell.
great.
Huh?
That's all I'm going to say. I'm on her Discord. That's all I'm going to say, guys.
Oh my God. Well, I'm not surprised you're Navy. You should know better, Bruce. She's ex-Army.
She's 6'5".
She's
Yummy.
ex-Army, Bruce.
She's yummy, bro.
She's 45 or 46-year-old ex-Army.
I don't care.
That shit between her legs looks like a fucking Arby's extra roast beef
It
sandwich.
probably looks like a fucking monster.
And she's
fucking
probably
roast
got a
beef
body
sandwich.
count. She's
I
got a
don't
body
care.
count bigger
Wow.
than the ship you were stationed on.
I'm never going to fuck it.
I don't know. You might. Don't sell yourself short.
Right?
I didn't say I was trying. I'm just saying I've seen. I'm happy.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I haven't. I mean, all I know is she's an Army girl, which means she has probably been banged out by at least.
I'm very certain she's got high numbers. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not
Also, she's
prowling
got a
around
kid that
trying
she
to.
never ever shows a picture of, which is smart, because you should never
Good
put
for you,
pictures of
nerdy.
your kid online.
Dude, I could not do fucking nude photos nowadays because my balls hang down like a third to my knees. It's
I know,
scary.
right? You get
I
a
have
certain
to
age,
do the hover.
your big problem is trying not
This
to
kind
sit
of
on
shit, I gotta hover, bro.
Did you hear what I said, Bruce?
No, I didn't.
You hit a certain age, and your big problem is trying not to sit on your testicles.
That's my deal, dude.
Nerdy Ogre, what's up? See, no, I went a long time ago when her channel was Bryn Valkyrie 40K, and there was no 40K, so I bitched at her a lot. This was on X. Raised hell, told her, "Where's the 40K, you piece of shit," all this and that. And then I didn't talk to her anymore. Because I'm like, fucking, I don't give a shit about your 6'5", dyed. You ever notice women, once they get past like 45, they always dye their hair red? The fuck is that? It's so weird, you know? It's like she's covered in tattoos. She's probably
I don't think she's
been
covered
out
in
so
tattoos.
hard that, see, here's the thing. Even if I'm mad at her and she decided to let me get a piece of that shit, she wouldn't even know. My little angry Irish inch is not going to impress that chick. I know it. She knows it. We all know it. It would be a waste of everybody's time, right?
Like this conversation.
Every conversation is a waste
This
of everybody's
conversation brought to you by Blue Chew.
This conversation, like we've had some fucking killadiller conversations lately, but this one is this took the cake. This This was like, oh, that whole time we spent 25 minutes talking about testicles. Let me show you how we can do better. And
Dean Powell, that's what I'm saying, bro. This chick was in the Army for 6 years. You know she's a barracks bunny. Her whole personality is, I have big tits.
What's wrong with that?
That chick has been railed out. And because she grew up in a mostly conservative white family, the first dude she banged in the Army was a black dude. Guaranteed. Because they all do.
I don't care.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying I know how that shit goes.
Agreed.
You know? First time they get away from mom and dad, oh yeah. That shit is on.
I'm no prize. I've got nearly triple digits. I'm a horrible man. I'm a horrible husband. But you know what? My wife still fucking keeps me. I don't know why, but okay, whatever.
I don't know. You're handsome.
I don't want to go that far.
You're charming.
My old photos and my current Bruce, there's a large valley between the two.
Well, you're Italian, and you know that means you might be part African, and that means you might have a giant slung.
No, sir, I'm a Northern Italian. I have almost an Irish inch.
Feeling good. My wife went to the store and bought me a pub sub. Oh my good. The moral of the story is I don't give a shit about ex-Army chicks and their tits. I wanted to see 40K. That's the moral.
I think she does do some 40K cosplay here and there.
And when I showed up and there was no 40K, I was very upset. Right? Because I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You gonna lie to me about this shit? Nah, I'm mad. I'm gonna say stuff. I don't know. You know what? I kind of, in a way, I'm starting to feel a little bad because for all I know, she's like a super nice person. And
She really is.
maybe all of the people saying she's trans are a bunch of liars. They're just mad because, you know, she's a chick doing chick stuff or something. I don't know.
She's kind of a gun tuber cosplayer.
Like, yeah, maybe I should like just give her a break because honestly, I don't know her.
I don't know her, but I've seen her post and I've interacted with her on X with about 7 or 8 different interactions, like in my inbox.
Yeah,
And
my interactions were all negative on X. We've been over that.
and I'm
I'm
just
probably laughing.
I think she's a sweetheart.
Year-old dude is just bitching about 40K.
There's worse people in the world. She's not one of them. She's actually fairly fucking cool. But
Well, I might be one of those worst people in the world.
no, I am. Because I was thinking about, I got a recruiting email yesterday for ICE. And I'm like, ooh, $138,000 the first year? The possibility of being shipped up to my home state of Illinois and doing some fixing.
Why does that make you a bad person? If I weren't freaking old and broken, I'd already been there. And probably fired. And maybe in jail.
I would betray the Geneva Convention. I know that much.
Because I'll tell you what, if some purple hair run up and started screaming in my face and shit, I don't know.
If I started suffering fire from a person trying to
get
fix
warned.
my vehicle,
You know what I'm saying?
The Geneva what?
Suggestions.
says the
The
suggestions.
Geneva suggestions. Yes, my country is well aware of them.
Yeah. But anyway, Bear is right about one thing. This conversation sure did go all over the place.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to prolong it.
It started out as 5e wasn't that bad to B2 is a great adventure to Shadow and Bear being wrong about Brock Sampson to
Yep, sure.
testicles and trannies who may not be trannies, who apparently is married, but that don't mean anything. She lives in Washington State. And if she ever did any 40K shit, I ain't ever seen it.
Jesus Christ.
Early stuff on her pages.
I like that dog with a
She's-
bone, man.
I am 100% right. You are not wrong. Like a dog with a bone. Speaking of 40K, building some Imperial Guard artillery. Hell yeah. Some basilisks. That's right. Raining down hell on my
I
opponent.
tell you what, I watched a movie Sunday that I regret giving 3 hours to.
Yeah, you said Joe Black.
Yeah, I did not like that film.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say. I mean, I thought it was a good film.
It didn't know the pacing was off in a lot of spots. Anthony Hopkins is great.
Brad Pitt is awesome.
No. This is pretty Brad Pitt. This is back before Troy. And watching him bounce between 3 cars was kind of funny.
Well, listening to him talk Haitian to the one woman was pretty cool.
I would have,
When she recognized him.
yeah, I wanted that. That was what I wanted. The scenes with the Haitian lady talking.
Yeah, they were amazing.
That's the best part of the movie right there. If they would have just done a whole bunch of stuff where he walks around a hospital or a hospice, I would have been fucking happy. That'd be 3 hours.
People recognized him and was like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, and everybody else doesn't see it because he's not marked for them. They just see a young, handsome man. That would be a good fucking movie.
Sounds to me what you want is somebody to make a movie of On a Pale Horse.
Yes, please.
That would be pretty good.
But the movie that we got where Brad Pitt bounces off 3 cars, comes out of that accident as death personified, and over the fucking millennia that he's been around doing death-like things, he never fucking had peanut butter. He never fucking danced. He never fucking had joy. He had to be introduced to humanity. But he's been around for so many thousands of years. You never thought he would have taken like just a momentary stop and enjoy what life is because his job is so serious. Never. The movie failed me so many ways. I give it a 40%. I'll never watch it again. I'll take the script and use it as fucking 2-ply.
It'd be really bad. You know, that,
When
like,
you were born,
typing paper doesn't really absorb. So, like, you just be
You have to
smearing shit all over your ass, Bruce.
You have to crinkle it up and then you have to stretch it out. You have to crinkle
Yeah,
it.
even then, that just sounds like a lot of work.
It is. But I despise that movie.
Go buy some Cottonelle or some Charmin or something and just wipe your ass properly. Or you get a bidet. There's a thought. Get a bidet. But I mean, if you're insisting on wiping your ass with movie scripts, I mean, who am I to stop you? It's America. You do you.
Yeah, that was a terrible film. And then the girl that they chose to be Death's muse. Half the movie, she's got her face doing W.C. Fields shit. How
Who's
can
the
Brad
actress?
Pitt? What?
Who was the actress?
I'll get that for you in just a second.
I am a bringer of chaos.
Today you are.
Yeah, it seems like.
So Meet Joe Black has. Hold on.
Holding on.
We've got this young girl named Claire Forlani.
Yeah, exactly. So you shut your filthy whore mouth and you never say another bad thing about the most beautiful woman in the history of Hollywood, Claire Forlani.
Bullshit.
I will come over there, I will clouds your eyes, and I will skull fuck you to death after stapling a picture of her 8x10 to your forehead, sir. She's a
You
beautiful
tell her never to fucking W.C. Fields halfway through a fucking 180-minute movie, and I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But for 45 minutes,
Everything Bear said was just so good.
was great.
Let's go.
I still don't know anything
After
about
I
this
staple
movie.
a picture of her.
I have no idea who she is. So
You ever see Mystery Men?
yeah,
She's the waitress that Mr. Furious, Ben Stiller's character.
She is an attractive lady.
She was in a bunch of
Not ringing
stuff.
a bell.
She was in The Rock. She was the daughter of Sean Connery's character in the movie The Rock.
To be fair, though, and meet Joe
Insanely
Black, I'm
beautiful
pretty sure
woman.
Brad Pitt is way prettier than she is.
Yeah, but Brad Pitt's like not human.
Yeah, he's definitely something.
But he's no Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. I love
Matt
in
Damon.
Troy when the boys like ask him, "Why do
Are
you
you
go
afraid?"
and fight this guy or whatever?" And he just says, and the boy's like, "I sure wouldn't want to do it," and he's just
And
like,
that's why no one will remember your name.
You know, I'm going to put this in play this Saturday.
And he stabs that big dude right in the neck. It's just like so cool, but it's not even a fight. It's like he kind of runs up and is like, boop. The guy just.
Well, let's get the impression James is just bored,
No,
just
I
looking
like
at Todd
that
shit.
movie. I mean, was it realistic? No. Is it obvious that freaking Paris was a dick and his brother was actually really cool? Yes. Achilles was not the good guy, but neither was Agamemnon.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
The
I
good
swear
guy
to-
was Paris's brother. He was the best of the bunch.
See, what I like is the way you said that is it a good movie, blah, blah, blah. It immediately reminded me of Necessary. Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine?
No,
Probably
but
not.
it's
But
sterile.
no.
I like the taste.
But I do like it. It's sterile. I like the taste.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like the taste.
yeah.
That's what you reminded me of
Look.
right there.
Our coach just got killed by 3 tons of irony. Give me a minute.
Yep.
Because what was it? Something O'Houlihan.
Patches
Patches
O'Houlihan.
O'Houlihan had a big luck of the Irish side fall off him and kill him. That's hilarious. Oh my god. And what's her name? The one from
I'm not
like,
painting, Dean. Going over some notes for some things I got to take care of.
Shadows just
Hey, Shadow, you take care of yourself, bud. Good seeing you, man.
I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
The
I guess you've been Shadow, you've been dismissed.
I thought he was, I had to go grab my glue.
I'm going to get Bruce some Q-tips for Christmas.
the chick that was in the Brady Bunch was kind of a smoke show in that leather stuff too.
That's Ben Stiller's wife now.
Is that Ben Stiller's wife?
Yeah,
Yes.
They got married. Yeah.
Wow.
He
She
married
is
the remake
way
one.
too hot for him.
Hold on, James. Ben Stiller wrote Tropic Thunder. She's
He
perfect for him.
He did.
It's one of the best
And it
movies
stars
ever.
one of the best black actors in the world.
I honestly think he should be the next fucking Black Panther.
That would be so hilarious. That would be like, I don't know. I think the world would just explode if the Black Panther came out and is like, starring that guy is T'Challa. Freaking Downey Jr.
Kirk Lazarus.
Yeah, Kurt Lazarus as T'Challa. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that would cause riots probably of a greater extreme than even the Floyd riots. Like, yeah, it'd probably make the George Floyd riots look like a freaking walk in the park, the way people would be pissed off about that one. You know, Floyd Lazarus as the King of Wakanda.
Let me tell you about you people.
What's funny is I saw him interviewing the Wayans about it, and the guy's like, "Okay, who would have you got to play that role?" And the Wayans is like, "Him. No one else could have done it as good as he did it." You know, they're like, you know, because I guess they were trying to, you know, get the black man's opinion on it. And the Wayans guy was like, "Oh no, I loved it. I thought it was the best part of the movie, right?" But then again, they played white girls or white chicks, which was also pretty funny when the big muscly black dude keeps trying to like,
Cruz? Was that Terry Crews?
Terry Crews keeps trying to get with the undercover cop. And it's just like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I mean, you can't be mad. It's like Chappelle dresses up like a white dude all the time.
Chappelle played the oldest living KKK member. That was great.
Something Bigsby or something like that. Is it like Leon Bigsby or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he divorced his wife because he wouldn't be married to a woman that would marry a black guy. After he found out he was black because he's blind, so he never knew. And the teachers never told him because, I mean, you know. So he grew up to become like the giant racist that wrote books. Oh my God, that one was good. I love the one where he dresses up as a white guy and he's on like a New York public bus. And as soon as the last black guy gets off, all of a sudden, like a waitress starts coming around with martinis and everybody's partying and shit. And he's just sitting there like, you know, and like everywhere he goes, everything's free. You know, if the guy behind the counter is a white guy, you know, he's like, I'll have a paper. And he goes to pay for it. And the guy's like, no, dude, you're white. It's free. And he's like, oh.
I think
Chappelle's the best, man. He really is.
Comedy really peaked in 20. Do I say 2006 or 2011?
Well, I mean, he might have slowed down a little bit when people jumped on stage and started trying to kill him. That might have, as a matter of fact, I saw him talking about it. And he said, yeah, that made him really think about life, you know? Because he never knew being a comic could come with people trying to jump on the stage and murder you. But, you know, so now he's got to have his boys and all that. I mean, yeah.
I gave a ride to one of Dave Chappelle's assistants back in 2017 when he came here and he performed. And I picked him up just outside the Aztec Theater. And the Aztec was the location where they had the venue for like 2 or 3 nights for Chappelle.
Nice.
The Aztec's a really good theater. If you come down to San Antonio, that if there's a good show there, you want to go see it.
Yeah.
The guy was asking me a bunch of questions, and he's like, I got you pretty much until I decide to end the ride. I said, now you put a destination in and I go to it. He's like, well, I want to go to like the things in San Antonio make you happy. So I'm like, all right, well, put in these things here, put in these. And he's like, I don't know how to use a Zap. So I programmed him in.
That's how they end up with piss.
Got like a $30 ride out of this dude just wanting to go to the things that, you know, person want to go see in San Antonio. And I said, these are the things in San Antonio that I consider to be established places for photographing, for visiting. There's good food nearby. And afterwards, he gave me his card. He said, I appreciate it. If you're available tomorrow at like 10 a.m., go ahead and give me a call. I'm like, I'm going to be sleeping. I apologize.
Dean Powell's, I guess, trying to quote Mr. Brightside. Shadow has just went into the other room because our conversation has moved him a little further from God than he was comfortable with.
The bear's still here.
Bear's here though, but he's got us turned off. He's listening like music on his.
Bear's not listening to you at all.
That's what I said. Watching Bear put music on the other day, it's pretty fun.
Thank you. That's right. I'm working on something as well, so I got to sort of my attention's on that.
Yeah, some of the AI music you made is like actually like really catchy.
It's getting better. I'll say that much.
Well, the one song I really liked was like is almost like the Bangles, almost kind of in a way.
I got a bunch of that. I made an entire band that sounds like them.
Okay, yeah, it was like 4 girls, I think, and the music sounded very kind of Bangles. Like I was like, that's cool. I like the Bangles. You know,
cool. Glad you enjoyed it, man.
I'm Mr. Brightside. Yep, that was a cool band, The Killers. It kind of came out and decided, I know it's 2000 something, but we're going to pretend like it's 84 and just do everything like that. You know, somebody told me that you have a boyfriend that looked like a girlfriend that I had met. And it's like, wait, what? Your boyfriend looks like my ex-girlfriend? Okay. I mean, you know, I am not here to judge, except a little bit, but
I'm reminded of Typo Negative when you say that.
oh, love
My
me some Typo
girlfriend,
Negative.
girlfriend.
She's in love with the dog. Dun, 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 dun.
Perfect time for music.
Yeah, she loves the dark. One of their best songs, which most people don't know unless they're into the actual deep cut hipster Typo Negative, is Failure Dealing with the Infidelity or the Natural Beauty of Infidelity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a 35 or 40-minute long song. And the thing is, it goes through all the phases of grief. You know, DABDA, as they say, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. Like the song goes through all of that, and it's him singing about his girlfriend fucking around on him. You know, like it's pretty crazy, you know.
I have the original album version and I have the live version.
Oh, look at you, Bruce. Most people don't know about that song when I tell them about it. Then Christian Woman, that's a good one. Summer Breeze is awesome. Dun, 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 dun. The reason they did that, all of the remakes like Cinnamon Girl and Summer Breeze and all that, is they were given money to make a new album and they spent it all on booze and got drunk. So instead of doing what they were supposed to do, they just recorded a bunch of shit in one of their basements and sent it in. And that's how you got the one album that just has all the remakes. Still ended up
when he died.
Because he got the he got and then this is lost over and over.
Shit.
Yeah, my camera's doing the same thing again. Which means I've got an update I got to probably take care of. I will see you guys later.
Take care, Shadow.
I'll talk to you guys in Discord or something.
Bye, Shadow.
Have a great day, guys.
But yeah, he stayed drunk so much he didn't notice he had sepsis. And then they found him in his apartment. Peter Steele. Not his real name.
I can't pronounce his name. Romanian, isn't it?
It's very Serbian.
Yeah. I thought he was Romanian, but he might be Serb.
One or the other. He's definitely from that region that, you know.
It's definitely a dirty Yugi.
Yeah, he's Yugoslavian for sure. Like, which is fine. I mean, you know, who doesn't like singing songs about our beloved Tito? And also telling people, don't call us Celts, we're Slavs. Because apparently in Serbia, there is a group of Serbs amongst the population that claim that Serbs are actually Celtic. And it pisses off the rest of the Serbs that claim they're Slavic. So there's like a whole thing there.
Kind of like how you'll have a bunch of Italians and then there'll be that one fucking Sicilian.
Yeah.
The dirty look.
Oh, my buddy Rudy was Sicilian. He was such a good guy. Harry is an ape, though. I'll tell you that. I mean, that guy. Like, you go to the beach and he takes his shirt off, you'd just be like, dude, put your shirt back on. A seagull or something's going to get caught in that shit. Yep. Oh, his dad had an unmitigated hatred of the Japanese, stemming from having like 3 frigates shot out from under him in World War II. It was like, okay, all right. I mean, I'm not saying I think that hating a whole group of people is a good thing, but you do kind of got a reason. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure if I was in a war and somebody shot a bunch of ships out from under me, I'd be pretty pissed with them too. But yeah, he was what do you call that? A December baby or whatever. Like his dad was 70 when he was born.
Holy shit.
Some shit. Dude, I have 2 friends that are like that. My Spanish friend, his dad was like 60 something, and his grandpa was born in 18 something. Because when his grandpa knocked his grandma up, he was like 80 years old. And the grandma was like 19. But apparently, you know, Spain, man, they just be doing what they be doing. Right? No, I've never been to Spain, but I've been to Oklahoma. Anyway. But then again, he's 55 and his wife's 35. So I guess it's just cultural or something
It's kind of common.
with Spaniards.
But
The Spanish have an expression, which is that for every old cat there is a young mouse.
Well, I've never heard that, but it does make sense. So, yeah. He didn't get married till he's like 45. And then he married like a 20-something-year-old girl. And now he's 50-something and she's like 30-something. It's like, all right. I mean, you know, not necessarily my thing, but I'm not going to complain about it.
I'd be happy for him.
Yeah, he married a Lebanese woman.
They're pretty. Well, they can be pretty.
They can be.
Yeah, the genetics are there.
Well, this one, when she does herself all up to go out, looks like Lady Death from the Sandman comics.
No, she's goth.
Huh?
She's goth.
Oh, yeah. Like she draws the little symbol on the side of near the eye, the whole 9 yards.
Little Ankh.
So she does the whole Lady Death thing. And he looks like the lead singer from Lacuna Coil, complete with being like 5'4". So,
Complete with being 5'4". Wow.
yeah. He's a little guy. But he's my boy, man. He's my boy. I've known him for a long time.
I was kind of upset. I just discovered one of my favorite bands through the 2010s broke up. A band called Tristania that they did a lot of symphonic metal. But
yeah, I've never heard of them.
Their lead singer chick, she was from Sardinia.
Sardinia, nice.
Yeah, and she...
Isn't that an island off the coast of Spain/France?
Kind of, but it's more Italian settled than anything else. I don't know why.
Okay, yeah, because there's, you know, all that, you know, Sicily and all that down there, yeah.
It's like the little piece of poo flung off the giant turd of Sicily as the boot's kicking it in the sea. That's what my quartermaster used to say about Sardinia, because he was upset that my ship was going to it. I never made it there. I got off the boat in Lisboa to go to Rota, Spain, and I had to have a medical surgery done for my fucking hernia that I got.
There's a lot of Lisboans in the Navy, aren't there?
You know who you find in like working like in the mostly in the Marines, sir.
Okay. Took you a second, huh?
It took me a second, but then I got
Good joke.
I find a lot of Portuguese people working as like fishermen and shit. Like if you go up to Boston or Massachusetts, like half of the guys working on the docks are from Portugal.
Yeah.
Or the Canary Islands, actually, which is still Portuguese. It's like the whole seafaring thing is like deep in their blood, you know what I mean?
They know how to do boats, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But
Lisboa. I thought Lisboa was great. We poured up next to the USS Simon Lake, which was a sub-tender at the time. And that was a mixed crew. So, like, we all went over looking for dates. And then we found out that most of the girls on the boat were spoken for already. So we're like, fuck it, we're going in town.
All right, well, fuck it. It's going to be bum sex, boys, because I'm in the Navy, and that's how that works.
Nope, we went and made the
All right, boys, here's some rum to the lash. Let's get to the sodomy. All right. Woohoo.
that actually happened, I think, on the US. What was that? There was a ship.
You don't ever talk shit about my beauty care for Lanny again, you son of a bitch. I will kill you.
he went across and found out that most of the crew on that boat were Lesboans.
Jesus.
They're all Lisboans. It was like nobody was interested in my Irish inch. My angry inch went nowhere.
No, we went over to fucking Lisboa. We went around and they had a nice little fucking red light district that for just, what was it, 1,300 pesetas and up, which is basically.
Aren't you like, isn't he like 5'4", 5'5"? Like everything goes over his head. Come on, James, be nice.
Yeah.
Aren't you vertically challenged?
I am.
Yeah, you're Italian.
Like Connell. Connell looks big on screen, but he's really like 4'3".
No,
he's a total leprechaun.
He's like 5'9", actually.
Don't lie. He's like diddly dee potatoes. Oh, they're after me pot of gold. Oh no.
My other videos on my channel, Connell's there.
Look, it's too late, man, because like
at the table.
I'm telling you that what's his name? Max already told me he's like 3 foot tall. So was it Max or was it the ginger?
It was the ginger. It was
yeah, I think it was the ginger that said he is like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, that's the Baron G Rock's joke that goes on forever.
I haven't even seen him forever.
Song.
Sorry, what?
Go ahead.
I haven't seen Baron G Rock in a long time. I don't know what he's been doing. Hope is like it. I hope it has nothing to do with issues he had going on years ago.
He's got some medical issues going on. Those will never go away. But he's in the process.
Being a ginger, man.
He's in the process of moving to Europe, he said. And I'm like, what? Why? Oh, I just don't trust Illinois. I don't like America right now. I'm like, I fucking
does know that Illinois does not represent America, right?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, do you not understand where you live? Like, nobody in Illinois that gets on a camera likes what's going on in America. So you could just stay there and be happy. Be part of the counterculture.
George is saying that if Bear had a German accent, he'd be a Bond villain.
He'd be a great Bond villain.
I would not cast him as with the German accent. I'd cast him with the Jesse Ventura accent, but still
not a performing monkey.
But still a Bond villain, though.
Still not a performing monkey.
You don't have to be, man. I'm not saying perform.
I know what you want. Every time you bring it up, it's because you want it. You don't bring it up any other time.
I want it, but I can't act like I want it.
No, you gotta make it. You gotta lure me in.
Yeah, I gotta be like subtle. Otherwise, you'll. It's too late. You're onto my game. You're on my game.
That's okay. I'm just also scared that if I do it, Bruce will start doing any one of his screaming impersonations he does that hurt my ears. So I just would rather not start
I'm
that.
sorry, Bear. I didn't force you to buy that fucking headset.
Again, until you accept it, Claire Forlani is the goddess of Hollywood. She is Columbia herself come to light.
No, she's not.
You are not worth the sweat off my
There's
balls.
so many women in fucking Hollywood that have a better ass than her.
You are wrong. You're allowed to be
I
wrong.
thought she was very pretty.
She is very pretty. She's a good model. She's not a good actress.
She's a very good actress. You just don't watch the right movies. And frankly, based on the movies you do like, I sometimes really, really have to call your taste and judgment into question, sir.
I feel like she was in a Kevin Smith movie,
She
or
was in Dogma.
She was in Dogma.
yeah.
She's not the star of Dogma. No, wait, she wasn't in Dogma. Claire Forlani?
Yeah, I think she's in Dogma. Either
No,
Dogma or Chasing Amy. One of those two.
she's in Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
She's the
She
girl
ends
from.
up-
No, fuck. She's the goddamn Christ, Bruce. Why do you talk? She's the girlfriend in Mallrats that he's trying to marry, and the father is trying to keep him away from. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
God damn it, Bruce.
I get my Kevin Smith mixed up. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Mallrats but once.
You're thinking of the girl from Dogma is
Who was that?
what the
Alanis
fuck is her
Morissette?
name? No, well, she actually plays God in it. But
She plays
no,
God in Dogma.
what the hell's the name of that actress? Jesus Christ. Linda Fiorentino.
Yes. She's actually a good actress.
And she is not a good looking woman. She is a hard looking woman.
I actually think she's hot.
Well,
I know you're gonna go racial on me, but I think she's hot mainly for the fact that I see in her the same thing I see when I go up to Northeast and my cousins want to take me out with their friends and hook me up with one of their friends, and that's everything I see right there with Linda Fiorentino.
so basically you see the future 800-pound Italian wife. Okay.
She's not going to be 800 pounds, my friend.
Did you not see that? Did you not see that fucking sketch that what's his name did on SNL? A couple of beers
No.
and all the symptoms that you can. Couple of beers, like it treats this, it treats that. Severe to moderate, severe is a moderate to severe Italian wife.
I'd like to see that joke, that video. That sounds like a funny fucking video.
Just look up "couple of beers" SNL, you'll find it. It's
No.
really
The couple of beers, isn't that the one just a bump?
yeah, that's got just a bump in it. Exactly.
Okay.
You know who I found very, very
Little bump.
attractive in a,
Who?
you know, she's a filthy, slutty chick way? The dark-haired girl on Two Broke Girls.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
Cat.
the fuck is her name? Kat Dennings.
Yeah, it's like you know she's a
Uh,
filthy whore, but you still kind of think
Yeah,
she's.
but you also know she's exhausting. That's the other problem with Kat Dennings.
Is
It's
it?
like,
I don't know
yeah,
anything about
she just feels like at some point in the night you'd be like, fuck, do you shut up? Do you know how to like stop talking? You're not as funny as you think you are. Just because you got big tits and everyone want to fuck you doesn't mean you have anything important to say. Now shut the fuck up. Like that's the brain matter you get to, you know? Because every time I've seen her interviewed, that's the feeling I get off her. Is that just by the end of the night I'd be like, I don't care how big her tits are. I can't fucking listen to this woman anymore.
That little blonde girl on Two Broke Girls now, she was cute.
No,
No, not at all.
not at all. She looked like a Nazi.
What the fuck?
I don't even know where that came from, but okay. No,
Where?
to me,
She
just
looks like Hitler's wet
any,
dream.
like shapeless, kind of.
Blonde, very angular features. She looks like the Austrian Miss Universe.
Yeah, I don't get that, but you know,
I thought she's hot.
she
Yeah, but
just
you have no
doesn't
taste.
look like anything.
Beth Bears is her name.
Like she doesn't have. Well, obviously, we know what she doesn't have that the other girl does. So
Tits.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
I would like to just have them roll the tape of the conversations in the back room during Two Broke Girls when the girls are getting dressed, and Kat squeezes into her outfit. I just want to hear them talk.
You don't have any sisters, do you?
No, I don't.
You see, I grew up backstage at the women's show, 4 sisters, aunts, every all the time. My father always on the road, no other man around, so I have to listen to their bullshit all the time. Trust me, you don't want to hear what they have to say. It's not interesting.
I've been
It's
in a room with
fucking exhausting.
I've been in a room with Janet and two of her 4 sisters.
There you
And
go.
disgusting. And disgusting.
Oh, they're vulgar. They're
If
vile.
you think men are bad, oh my god.
No,
Listen, I worked as a bouncer for a lot of years. And every movie you ever see makes some sort of bullshit thing about the men's room always being like a fucking nightmare, and the women's room always being like paradise with genies and fountains, right? Here's the truth. I will clean a men's bathroom 10,000 fucking times with a toothbrush before I will clean a women's washroom. They are disgusting creatures. Disgusting. Also, I think that Nardi Ogre and Din Pao are going to have to die. That is how it works. I'm sorry, but it is time for you to die. Welcome to Red October.
That year in.
it's a Navy SEAL.
Is that I have to kill you, you fucking piece of shit, man.
Dean.
Actually, it wasn't Dean. That's my apologies. That's just for George and Mary Ogre.
What do you think?
Yeah, but Dean apparently was quoting something because
Oh,
you said
piss or
something
whatever.
about
Yeah.
urine or something. I don't know.
What do
I
you think?
like the taste.
Yeah.
What do you think of Dean Cain, there, Bear?
Well, I don't. Not a lot of times I lie around going, "Oh, Dean, you're so dreamy." Oh, Dean, save me, Superman.
Oh yeah, the guy that was in Superboy, right?
Smallville.
Oh, okay.
He was in Lois and Clark.
Oh, right, Lois and Clark. Right, sorry, yeah, that's Dean. Tom Welling was in Smallville. I get them mixed up. I feel the exact same way about him that I feel about Tom Welling. I don't. Why do you ask? Is it because he's an outspoken right winger now?
He actually is a right winger, but I just want to know what you thought of him because I know you don't watch the same podcasts I do, but I know he's done a lot of work, and therefore maybe aside from Superman, you might have seen some of it.
I've seen some of his work. I don't care for him. I don't dislike him. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch a Dean Cain movie or even a Tom Welling movie for that matter. I don't care.
I have to figure out who Tom Welling is because I'm without knowledge on this.
I
Smallville.
tell you who I know. If I see the name next to a movie, I'm watching. Carl Urban.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, Carl Urban is like my Kurt Russell. If he's in it, I'm watching it. Even if the movie sucks, he's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, he's going to be cool.
That's the main reason why I still watch the Star Wars films, is because his portrayal of Bones I thought was really good.
The Star Wars films?
The Star Trek films.
Wow.
Yeah, his portrayal of Bones was good, and he's the best Dread ever, and of course,
That's not a big field to draw from, though. The best Dread ever. There's no.
Well, I mean, or Stallone.
It's not like you're going, who's the best Bond? Or who is the best Superman? Or who is the best Batman? It's like, no, who's the best Frodo? The guy from the animated show or the dude from the live action?
Okay. Okay.
That's a fun dickish answer, but it'll work.
Oh, he was okay. He was so. I mean, I've already brought it up, but I mean, Almost Human, amazing.
Great show. Fantastic show.
You know, it's like Red 1, 2, whatever. He's good in all of them. Of course, that show has one of my other favorite actors of all time too, John Malkovich.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I finally saw Burn After Reading.
Great movie.
Fucking amazing.
When they shoot Brad Pitt in the head, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That saying came out of nowhere. And I love that bit with, well, we caught him trying to get on a plane to Venezuela. Should we stop him? God, no, we don't have an extradition fee with him. Let him go. It's just that reaction, like, no, let the fucker go. Like, it was so good. Who is the best SME?
Smee.
Subject matter expert? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you having a stroke, Nerdy? Are you speaking Goblin, you dirty Goblin?
I honestly, and I mean this seriously, I thought that Shmee was the name of Captain Hooks. right hand man
No
from
idea.
like the Peter Pan stories.
I didn't like Peter Pan. I was never a Peter Pan fan. The easiest way to make me lose interest in a movie is have it be about a teenage girl discovering her teenage girliness. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like Pan's Labyrinth. I watched Pan's Labyrinth. Everybody's like, it's such a good movie. I'm like, yeah, I was never a teenage girl who thought she was really a princess. So I was really sympathizing with the Spanish military officer in that one a lot.
Me too.
Like, you know, it's like this poor guy, man. Like, fuck, what a life he has to live.
I
That's
like the
crazy,
special
bitch.
effects. I like the special effects. I like the gore. That's about all I like about that movie.
It is
Well,
Captain
I mean, the
Hook's
Pell
first
Man
mate.
was pretty creepy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking Guillermo del Toro. Is that his name?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like the new version of fucking Tim Burton.
Huh.
You know, it's just look, it's weird. Oh, weird. Ooh. It's fun to
I'm going to
fuck
take
with
away
it.
that argument for real quick because there is Pacific Rim, and that is a horrible movie.
I love Pacific Rim. What are you talking about? It's a great movie.
It's got great special effects. It's got some good action.
It's amazing. I love that movie. What are you talking about? The movie's amazing.
The
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
The characters in that movie are terrible.
Wait. You went to a giant fucking robot versus kaiju movie looking for characters?
I did not say
Oh, you're a Godzilla -1 type of guy. Yeah.
that is a very superior film to
No interest. Zero. I watch a Godzilla film for two fucking things. Godzilla and more Godzilla. That's all I'm there for.
Godzilla -1 was great.
Whatever.
Godzilla crushing Tokyo.
That's what I'm there for, baby.
Yep.
Wow, I don't know why I'm in this mood, but I'm having so much fun with it. Ever since he fucking shat on Claire Forlani, I'm just like, fuck this guy. I gotta pick on him now. Sorry, Bruce.
So,
And then,
Joe, I think you would have fun watching me and Janet fence on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sure I wouldn't have.
and then there was the
Why, does she like me, Joe Black? Of course she
She
She's a
did it
woman.
for the last 5 minutes.
Sorry, what was that, James?
I was just thinking the best line in any Godzilla film ever. That's a lot of fish.
You know, yeah, it's from. I actually like that movie. I didn't hate the Matthew Broderick one. I love fucking Jean Reno in it.
I
The
actually,
whole thing of the never-ending trying to get a good coffee. The guy's like, "C'est du français. It says French." I love that. When he does the Elvis
Like
impersonation.
Leon.
Yeah, it's Leon the Professional. Yeah, I worked with. I didn't work with him, but I was at a rap party of a film all my friends worked on with him. Nicest guy, tall. Holy fuck, he's a long human being.
Is he?
Oh, he's like 6'6" or something. He's a big boy.
I didn't even know French came in that size.
Oh, they do.
He used to be-
Remember Napoleon and why they thought he was short?
Because their inches were different, wasn't it?
No, it's because he surrounded himself with a fucking bodyguard
Oh, the
elite
old
that were
guard were all like 6.5 feet tall.
they were all
And then
6'4" or
throw a
taller or
football
something.
Bear skin
Exactly.
hat on top of that.
So here's this like 5'10" or whatever guy walking around perfectly normal height, but he looks like a miniature compared to all these guys, you know?
Yeah, these giants they're all walking around. Yeah. Captain Hook's first mate, Smee. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The animated one from the original like 1960s Disney is the obvious choice.
I've never seen it. I mean, I saw it as a kid.
Right. Because I mean, otherwise it's like who really cares? It's a minor character. Captain Hook may or may not have been the good guy in the whole thing anyway. I've heard some stories that like Peter Pan is actually like some kind of demon or something.
Well, isn't the basis of the story that he steals fucking Wendy Darling's child because he's mad at her for growing up?
I think that's another story, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good guy.
Yeah. And like he's kind of an asshole, really. I mean, if you watch what he does on the island, him and his lost boys, they're a bunch of assholes. Every one of them, really. At least the Lost Boys, you can kind of, cut a break because they kind of got kidnapped and forced onto the island, when they were little babies or whatever. But like Peter Pan is just a horrible person. You know, like how they're always like trying to kidnap the Indian princess and all that kind of stuff. The mermaids try to kill Wendy when she's a little girl. You know, they try and drown her, but then Peter Pan shows up and like puts an end to that. Yeah, everything about Neverland is like a nightmare. Just nightmarish. But, you know, it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That is literally a horror movie that someone wrote and then said it was a kid's film. But it's like you've got a factory infested with little orange bastards that somehow telepathically got a song set up for you no matter what, which makes me think they know what's going to happen before it happens anyway. And then you've got Willy Wonka, who's just crazy as a freaking loon.
Crazier than a shithouse rat. Crazier than a shithouse rat.
Or maybe not, which is even worse.
Yeah.
If he's not crazy, it's even worse.
That's fair.
And he invites a bunch of kids in and pretty much tortures them all until they're permanently maimed.
I really like that movie, and it could be taken either way as just a fucking kids movie through a demented amusement park, or as a goddamn slasher flick.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and of course Gene Wilder was the best.
You don't really know if he needs the cane or not.
He
Well,
don't,
he doesn't.
because he it gets stuck and he does a roll and then he jumps up and he's like, ta-da! I mean, he don't need the cane. He's just carrying it.
Yeah, and the reason he did that wasn't in the script, but he added that because he wanted to make sure that no one could trust him right out of the gate. You wouldn't know if he's telling the truth or not.
Which worked, because you
Really
do
smart.
never really actually know what his motivations really are.
Hmm.
The only good thing about the new Willy Wonka was Christopher Lee. That was the only part I was like, that's cool. You know, Christopher Lee. Because Christopher Lee is also in my top 5. If I see the name attached to a movie, I'm going to check it out. But I think that has more to do with hero worship.
Christopher Lee,
And also him playing a vampire like 150 times in those old Hammer horror films.
Christopher Lee, and who was the other guy that was in a lot of Hammer films?
Peter Cushing.
Yes.
And they would take turns being Sherlock Holmes or Dracula or whoever. It just depended on the movie whether Christopher Lee was Dracula or Van Helsing.
Yeah, I love Peter Cushing. I think he's one of the best actors ever across the camera. I think he just
What's up,
absolutely.
Daryl? Or
he's a
Daniel
really
Berry. Sorry, Daniel. Going blind in my old age. Yeah, Peter Cushing. I mean, Peter Cushing is one of the best parts of the first Star Wars. You know, that guy is so subtly intimidating. You know what I mean? It's like he don't even have to like overact at all. His presence is just like, you know what I mean? And then of course when he yells at Vader, release him. And you got to ask yourself, okay, this is Darth Vader.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Big badass of the universe. And the Grand Moff Tarkin just told him to go fuck himself. Stop being a jerk, asshole. You know, so it's like, man, Peter Cushing, so good. He's a good vampire too.
He's very
And
good
the
vampire.
Hammer horror films, man, they've got to be 300 of them. You know, you've got like the satanic brides of Dracula and the, you know, candy coated apple. And I mean, there's just so
Dracula and the candy coated apple.
the cult of Dracula and
Wow.
Dracula buys a Mac. I mean,
I still want to see Dracula and the candy coated apple. That just sounds like the worst Harry Potter film ever.
it's just that, you know, Hammer horror, man. They were putting so many movies out, and they had their little roster of actors, because there was a third guy who's also a brilliant English actor. And he was also in the mix with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
Oh, was that the guy that was also played Blofeld?
Donald Pleasant?
I don't know. Was it Sir Alec Guinness when he's young?
Yeah. Guinness played in Hammer horror films.
It might have been Blofeld though too. I don't know. But I mean, it's like they had this little group of actors and actresses, and they just made fucking movies. You know, it's like it's a Tuesday, time to make a vampire movie. Everybody draw lots and see who you're playing today.
I really like Joe Dante. And then RLM put out two videos with ranking the best Joe Dante films. And I didn't realize that there were some movies I liked in my youth that are Joe Dante films. Like, I really enjoyed Small Soldiers. I thought it was better than number 7 out of the 12. There were some stinkers in there, I will say that.
Well, I mean, you know, it is what it is, but Hammer horror, yeah. I remember being really young and like when my parents weren't around, like setting up late to watch like the 11 o'clock horror movie with Elvira, and it was always like some Hammer horror movie with Christopher Lee somehow involved in it, you know, and I mean that was the best. And plus Elvira, you know, back in the 80s and 90s.
She was a great hostess. She had a great figure, but she was actually really good in front of the camera, I think.
Yeah.
I gotta ask Bear something.
What?
Okay. Gonna take you back to 1983.
Why?
The Twilight Zone movie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I like that movie.
What did the aftermath of it? We didn't see John Landis come out of the woods for many years after that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that situation? And I know Steven Spielberg helped fund a lot of the damages. He helped him pay off a lot. What do you think about the aftermath of the Twilight Zone movie that killed Vic Morrow and the 2 young girls?
I don't know.
You never really thought about it much?
It's an irrelevant thing. It doesn't matter. It happened, and my opinion on it isn't going to make those kids come back to life or give Vic Morrow back a career, right?
No.
So I never really put any thought into it because it wasn't important to me.
And I never even knew it happened.
Yeah.
They were filming at night. Conditions were not really favorable. They had wind, and they had practiced on a kind of like in a parking lot, not under the circumstances that they were going to be filming in. I just think that there was more than just John Landis that was present. If somebody was feeling like, hey, not tonight, let's do this some other time. Let's do it to, let's have safer conditions for filming. I think anybody could have said that, and that's just because, I come from the oil field world, and in the oil field, like, they always encourage you to stop work if you got a problem, if there's something going on, if you see a valve starting to come loose, anything, just we stop. And it might cost us $19,000 a minute to be shut down, but that's going to be a lot better than having somebody have to get fucking carted out of there or flown out of there. So,
but the difference in these two things is one is art.
Yes.
And if you're going to be an artist, you have to be willing to die for your art.
I disagree with that.
Yeah, but that's a quote from somewhere.
I understand the passion for art versus I'm just a petroleum guy, but I still think that anybody could have spoken up.
Yeah, but you know what? Second guessing never helps anything. Especially, you're talking about something that happened literally like 40 years ago, right?
More than that.
Yeah, 42 years ago.
Now, was that the one that had Shatner freaking out about the gremlin tearing the airplane up?
No, it had John Lithgow doing that.
He was doing that Twilight Zone bit.
Oh.
Both are noteworthy and should be watched.
Yes.
And then wasn't Dan Aykroyd in one of them? He's like, "Hey man, you want to see something really scary?"
Yep.
That was a good one.
I think you've seen this before, James.
And then again, there's the other one I really liked that's got the guy from Cheers that always played kind of the lawyer asshole, but not Miles. The other guy.
Fraser Crane.
No, he was in the 10th Kingdom. Oh God,
No idea who that is.
I don't know, but like
John Larroquette.
John Larroquette. Yeah, it starts out with like the big booby blonde chick in like the bathtub full of blood.
It's Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, talking about killing him, and then like he comes after her as like a melty zombie, but then he stops. And he's like, "Wait a minute, what's my motivation?" or some shit like that. And the crypt keeper's all like freaking out, and he's got his little beret on and shit. Man, that was a good one too. And the best one of them, I think, was the blob in the pond.
Yeah, that was the Stephen King story.
That's Creepshow 2.
Okay, I don't care. That was good. What was the other one then that started with, was that Demon Knight?
Yes.
Oh, love Demon Knight.
Yeah, Demon Knight, yeah, the Barrel of Blood.
The way it starts out with the car chase, set the filter, hey man, nice shot. That is
Yep.
just such good cinematography.
Yep.
I mean,
it's a
it
great
was
movie.
perfect. And the acting, I mean,
Very
Billy
good.
Zane and the other, I don't know his name, but he's been in other movies. Man, the acting was great too. It was just like, man, this is peak performance right here. Billy Zane, well, you hold down, goddamn
Huge. I was a huge fan of Billy Zane in the 90s. And then-
humans. You're not worth the flesh you're printed on. I love that. It had a great backstory too, right? The guys running around with the bottle that had some of Jesus's blood in it, and every X amount of years you got to freaking refill it and pass it on to the next person, and it's been going on for 2,000 years or some shit. That is a great backstory for a
Very
whole,
good.
fighting demons kind of story,
Did you gentlemen ever watch the old show called Friday the 13th, this series?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
I didn't know if you did or not, but
You gonna talk some shit about Roby now too?
not in the least bit. I love Roby.
I love the end of Demon Knight when she puts the blood on the bus door and the bus stops and that black dude's sitting there in the black coat with the hat, and he looks at it and he's like, "Nah,
Nah,
I'll catch the next one." and it's like, oh shit, she's already got a Demon Knight after her. That didn't take long at all. That was a good one. I like the wooden Indian that murdered all the people who.
That's Creepshow 2.
Creepshow 2 with George Kennedy.
Yeah, I like that one. Damn. I like the one where Michelle Pfeiffer locks the kid in a cage.
That's the wraparound story for Tales of the Dark Side.
Yeah, and he keeps telling her stories.
It's not Michelle Pfeiffer. It's Jesus Christ, Blondie.
Deborah Harry?
Debbie Harry?
Harry. Yeah, it's Debbie Harry.
Wow, I never even knew that.
Yeah.
She was going to cook him, but he keeps telling her stories.
From her favorite book as a child.
Yeah. And then there's the one that has a very, very, very young Drew Barrymore, and the cat keeps trying to run the troll off.
That's
Cat's
That's what?
Cat's Eye. You've got Drew Barrymore, the fucking Emperor for Dune, not Emperor, Rod Harkonnen, Baron Harkonnen, and James Woods. I can't think of the guy who plays Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah, Cat's Eye's a good movie. It's a Stephen King movie.
I think the
Stephen King
one
story.
thing I guess I'm trying to get at is there were a lot of really good movies back then.
That's why me and Janet really don't get out of the 80s much.
Well, I don't blame you because there were just a lot of good movies back then.
You could park on between 1982 and 1986, and you could fill a YouTube channel with one review a week, and you'll have 10 years of content, of good content.
I think people back then were a lot more willing to take chances with movies. Like, I don't see the modern film industry ever taking a chance on a script like Lady Hawk. But back then they did. You know what I mean?
Well, the script isn't the problem in that movie.
There is no problem with that movie, Bruce.
There is. It's the fucking Alan Parsons Project.
Not the Alan Parsons Project, it's Tangerine Dream.
Are you sure it's Tangerine Dream? I thought it was Alan Parsons.
For Lady Hawk?
For Lady
Pretty
Hawk.
sure it's Tangerine. Could be wrong. Let me find out.
I thought it was Alan Parsons Project for some odd reason.
I don't care. That's a great movie.
There's actually we found an
It's
edit.
like that. The point was that a movie all out there like that, I don't think could be made today. No,
It was produced. It was done by a guy named Andrew Powell, but it was produced by
but
Alan Parsons.
back in that time, people were willing to take more risks when it come to making movies. I mean, hell, how do you think you ended up with rollerblades or roller babes or whatever? I mean, shit. BMX. No one today would make that movie.
I mean, I'm pretty certain somebody would would do a remake of the movie Rad or Gleaming the Cube. Fairly certain.
Yeah, they might do a remake, but I'm saying they wouldn't actually have done it if somebody just walked up and said, "Hey, check this script. It's about, like a post-apocalyptic thing and a bunch of people riding around on rollerblades or whatever." BMX
solar
bikes.
babies. Solar babies.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like,
The Roller Boys. That was another one with rollerblades.
and then of course there was the one where everyone was jousting like King Arthur, but they were riding motorcycles.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. It's, I can't remember the name. It's got the word knights in the title of it, I think.
Right. And that my point is those movies all got made back then, but they would never get made today.
Well, no, the insurance makes it impossible to make a big budget movie off of an untried script.
So
It has nothing to do with insurance. That's absolutely not how it works.
I would think it has a lot.
Nope.
But in my opinion,
Literally comes down to who your star is and how much money they think they can make. That's all it is. That's all it's ever going to be. How much money can they make?
I kind of thought that too. That's kind of what I thought. I thought it was just like somebody like an account. I think it's like that George whatever thing, like when the guy comes in and does the movie pitch. And
You
he's
know who
like,
ruined
why
it?
are we doing this? And the writer's like, money. And he's like, I like money.
You know
And then
who
they keep
ruined
on
it?
going on with whatever the pitch is. You
So
know?
the person who ruined it was the persons was Canon Films, Menachem and the other guy, because what they would do is they would sell movies before they made them, and then use the money they generated from the sales to make the movie. So they created the entire system of how much is this film worth to the distributors, and they turned that into the process of pitching films, and then they went bankrupt. But yeah. So that's why it's what happens now. It's basically you go, hey, I want to make this movie. Oh, what genre is it? It's this. Cool. Who's your star? That's the first question you're going to be asked. Who's your star? Unless it's a horror film, because horror sells everywhere.
Yeah. Which is why that movie with Arthur the Clown in it, it's like somehow become a top movie without even being advertised or anything. It's just like word of mouth. And now this year it's at Universal Studios, has an Arthur the Clown, haunted house or something.
Really?
With just that bastard running around being crazy.
Neat.
Which, I mean, if that's what you're into, I mean, I like my horror movies to be a little bit more, brainy a little bit, to have a meaning other than a clown running around just cutting people from shim to shingle with freaking chainsaws. But hey, I'm not judging people. If that's what they want to see, that's cool. Knock yourself out, right?
Your boots.
I've never really been into the slasher movies except for one. And that, of course, is Halloween.
Yeah, I hate that one.
I always kind of liked Halloween just because the setup, the whole little kid went nuts and now he's back haunting his old house, Also, he's sending out the message, stay a virgin or else you'll die. Like as soon as you have sex, you're dead.
Yeah.
And just him showing up out of nowhere with that freaky looking Shatner mask was just like, what the fuck? Now, I know in later movies, they've basically made him like some kind of supervillain or something.
Yep.
But in the beginning, he was just a big, strong killer that never talked.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's kind of cool. What's another horror movie that I really like? Hellraiser. Pretty much all of them. And before anybody says anything, I understand that half of them have nothing to do with Hellraiser. They just kind of throw 15 minutes of Pinhead in there just to kind of make it seem like maybe it could be in the same universe. I understand. Like the one where it ends up, it's like the kid that committed self-deletion's dad that does it all, and by putting acid in the food or some shit. But then at the very end, Pinhead shows up for like 5 minutes.
What? Well, it's 6 p.m. I got to go eat my supper now. So
You
I'm
go
gonna
eat
say
your supper.
goodbye, gentlemen. Have fun.
Good
Bye,
night,
sir. It was a pleasure.
Always
as
loves lovely seeing you, gentlemen, and I'm going to talk to you later. Goodbye.
I will talk to you at some other day.
Just remember, when you're in the bar, stop by for a beer.
Oh, I would. See, he did it. He did it.
Yes, you did. That was
Yeah,
nice of you to do that.
because patience wins every time. You know, you just
He's
got.
good. He's got a good voice.
Yeah, yeah. That's the bear.
Although he has bad choice in women. Really, Claire Forlani? Claire Forlani? Are you serious?
She's all right.
Does a W.C. Fields impersonation.
You know what? Someone explained the other day on a YouTube video. Was it Asmongold? Why Sydney Sweeney's so hot? Do you want to know why?
I think she leans into it pretty well.
Well, yeah, she knows she's attractive, and she definitely plays that up big time, right? But what makes her super hot is she looks super accessible. Like, she looks like the kind of girl anyone could walk up to and be like, hey, can I get your number? You know? Like, she doesn't look unobtainable. And
Yeah,
the fact that she's all-American, girl next door, nice body, but still can carry off the next girl attainable thing is what actually has made her blow up.
See, I'm not certain if that's it completely with her, because
you
I
know,
find her really attractive, but I just think the fact that it's not the fact she's super accessible, but she really enjoys normal people things, like working on cars.
like working on her muscle cars, yeah.
Yeah, like muscle cars in general. Like most girls that are into the car scene are into the fucking Japanese rice burner shit, like what I've got. And that's not her. She's into what appears to be classic Americana.
Well, supposedly her favorite car is a Shelby Cobra. She's got like an old school Shelby Cobra.
Nice.
Which is nice. Personally, I'd rather have like a Dukes of Hazzard Challenger, but whatever. Yeah, but that's what I mean by approachable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she's beautiful while also kind of seeming like a normal human being that you could just talk to. And some women are just so beautiful. It's like, like, yeah, never mind. She's beautiful, but she's never talking to you. But anyway, that's a theory. It could be totally wrong. It could be bullshit. It could all be bullshit, Bruce. But that was a theory of why she's so popular right now. Is just because your average young dude sees her and thinks, I could get that, maybe, I mean, somebody has. She's dating or married or something. So, I mean, to a cowboy, no less. So, I mean, you know.
I would think it'd be funny if she started dating like a Patriots guy or anybody that not Travis Kelsey. You know?
Somebody who's on a team that's like the arch nemesis of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. And now suddenly we actually have a rivalry worth watching.
Yeah.
The Swifties versus
Taylor Swift versus Sweeney.
The Sweeneys versus the Swifties.
Yeah, the thing is, I think though, and I could be wrong, you can correct me, please. I think the Swifties are all girls and the Sweeneys are all boys. I mean, most women don't give a shit about Sweeney one way or another. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like the only man on the whole planet who gives a shit about Swift is the guy that's marrying her. Like no one else gives a shit about that hot dog legged biatch.
I don't see the attraction with Taylor Swift. I'm not attracted to young girls or boys. I'm attracted to women. What?
She's like 35.
She can be 35. She's just not. She doesn't have a body that I appreciate.
Yeah, totally. She's got like over $1 billion though.
That's fine. I'll buy a hooker that's got a curvy body on her.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I'm just saying, why is the Kansas City Chief guy marrying her? Well, I mean, that's one reason. She's got $1.5 billion. I mean, I can't think it's because of like her appearance or anything, because I have to think that there's probably been a lot of way hotter chicks throw themselves at that dude, you know?
Yeah, I just don't find her hot. I don't find her.
He's an NFL superstar. I mean, obviously, some women have thrown themselves at him. But, so yeah.
I would laugh.
She can't leave him and take half of his money, because if she ever leaves him, he'll get half of hers. Because she got way more than he does, by like a magnitude of 10. So, you know. Then again, maybe it's, to quote Van Hagar, love. You know. How do you know when it's love? I can't tell you, but it lasts forever. That's so lame. Van Hagar really is the worst.
No, not Van Hagar. They're not the worst.
Well, I mean, of the Van Halens, they are.
Oh, the Van Halens, yes. They're the lesser of the Van Halens. I'll agree with that. I would say probably of that era, the worst would probably be like something around. I can't think of the name of the 80s group, but they came following the Lionel Richie Dancing on Ceiling. And there was a guy that MTV tried to advertise for like a week and a half. And every time you'd have the Dancing on the Ceiling video on, they'd play this guy next. And he just was not likable. His songs weren't that great. His voice wasn't. There's nothing memorable about this pop starlet. And I don't know what happened.
Was he a white guy or black guy?
White.
Did he sing "Walking in Memphis"?
Yes.
Yeah, that's I despised that guy back in the day. He finally did a song I liked though.
Which song was
he
that?
did a collaboration with Lonely Island. And yeah, in the whole movie, all he does is sing about different movies he watched. And the Lonely Island starts getting kind of pissed off at him because, you know, they're thinking, what is his name? But they think they're doing like a club mix with this guy who was big back in the 90s or whatever. Michael Bolton.
Yep.
And he shows up and he's like, guys, I laid down a sexy hook, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, cool, let's get with it. And then like every time it's his turn to sing, he starts singing about Pirates of the Caribbean. And they're just sitting there looking at him. And then they'll start rapping, and they're like, "Well, that was kind of weird, but let's get back to it." They'll start again, and then they'll go back to him, and he'll be like, "I'm the something of Tortuga, the jester of the surf," and they're just like, like, what's going on with this guy, right?
He was with the Lonely Island, and then he also sang the Pirates of the Caribbean during the middle of. I think it was a song. I'm on a boat, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, that's Lonely Island.
Yeah, Lonely Island, but no, they spliced it with Michael Bolton singing all these songs of various movies you liked, and then he did like the very end was
Aaron Brockovich.
Yep.
And then a Scarface.
Yep.
That's the song I'm talking about. That's the song I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, I'm ready. Ah, yeah, right. And he's singing about it. My name is Tony Montana, doing lots of cocaine and shit like that. And the whole time, Lonely Island's trying to rein him in, and at the end, they're just like, "I didn't know Michael Bolton was such a cinephile. You complete me." Yeah, whatever. They're just all like, oh, man. I remember when the guy, the leader of Lonely Island, or as Norm Macdonald said, Sandberg and those two other guys, used to do all the Saturday Night Live skits, especially with Justin Timberlake. Like,
I know you're talking about.
Dick in a Box, Mother Lover. I Throw It on the Ground. And I Throw It on the Ground, the guy who played Frodo and the guy who plays Deadpool, like, beat him up and taser him in his butt. And in the song he's singing, "They tasered me in my butthole." You know what I mean? But yeah, Bolton's song was called Jack Sparrow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I never liked Michael Bolton until that song. And then I was like, well, that's a good song. But all of his Walking Through Memphis and all that other shit, I was like, no. This guy is like the Fabio of pop music, and I don't like it.
The guy that I really like is in The Lost Boys. He plays a saxophone.
Oh, that big muscled up dude that was Turner for a while.
And he still's hanging out with various artists, and he plays a saxophone still, and he still does a lot of fucking gear, and he still lifts a lot of weights.
Yeah, apparently he does a lot of Christian rock.
He was in the movie Fury Road.
Was he?
Yep.
Who was he? I mean, I believe you. I'm just like curious.
I'll find that out for you in just a second.
But I still believe. I'll climb that. I'll do some stuff. Do some other stuff. I don't remember any of the words, but I still believe. But yeah. Cry, little sister, thou shalt not kill. Cry for your brother. What a good song, good movie that was.
We watched that a few weeks ago. I think Barry, that I don't have him on my show anymore on Sundays, but I hope he understands.
What did Janet think of that one?
Of what?
Lost Boys.
Oh, she loved it. She loves that movie.
I mean, yeah, how could you not, right?
There's only one vampire film I like better than that.
I'm all ears.
Have you ever seen Near Dark?
Of course.
Okay, because I had
Coleman?
up until
Bill Paxton.
I've never seen it. I love Near Dark.
It has Bill Paxton and
Half the crew from Aliens.
Yeah, half the crew from Aliens. You're right.
It's like if there was a test run for James Cameron to get divorced, that movie was it, because she took half the money with half the crew, half the cast, and went and made a film in the Southwest of America for like $6 and made an amazing vampire movie.
And
they
you know what
did
sucks is how hard it is to find.
Yes. Well, I can find it on the internet, but
Yeah, you can find anything on the internet. But what I mean is, it's like that movie did not get pushed the way it should have.
no.
It definitely, I mean, I would say it's probably a cult classic like Lost Boys, but it deserves to be up there with Lost Boys, and I don't think it is. You know, I think when you talk vampire movies, most people from our generation, they think Lost Boys.
Mhm.
And it's like Near Dark, man. That was such a great, the bar scene is like one of the coolest scenes ever filmed, you know?
I agree.
They just go in there and just, oh man, Bill Paxton is just such a so-and-so, you know? It's just like, picks a fight with that dude.
Okay. I was wrong. I thought Tim Capello was his name, but he is not in Fury Road. I thought he was part of it, but he's not.
Oh, well,
He should have been.
yeah, I know that he used to do concerts with Tina Turner at some point or another. Yeah, he used to be down with all that, but and he's a big ass dude, and he wears like a #1 dog chain around his neck. I mean, if you had told me he was like a Morton Joe, I'd have been like, I believe it. You know what I mean? Or a Morton Joe's oldest son, the really big guy that was like,
Yes.
I had a brother, perfect in every way, you know? I'd been like, yeah, I could believe it. I mean, you know, that's a big dude, but yeah. And of course, my favorite person in Lost Boys is definitely the grandpa. The grandpa is so cool.
He carried the whole movie.
I mean, he is so cool. He's just like, and what he says at the very end, oh man. One thing I never did like about Santa Carta, all the goddamn vampires. Like, what? You knew? Like, geez, thanks, Grandpa. You knew all about it, just never thought you'd say anything. Good job, buddy. You know?
That's a complete buddy fucker move right there.
And, you know, it was such a surprise, too. Because you're watching the movie for the first time, and the last thing you expect to hear is the grandpa say, you know, one thing I never could quite stomach about Santa Carla is all the damn vampires. And you're just like, what? Did I just hear that? Yeah, I just heard that. He just said that shit. Yeah, On a Boat, T-Pain, that's the one that made him famous, On a Boat.
Yes.
When On a Boat came out, like everybody was getting down with that shit, you know? Like everybody loved it. I'm on a boat and it's going fast and I got a nautical theme, something Afghan, you know. Like, I'm on a boat in my flipper-floppies. Yeah, Kinko straight making copies. Because they always like dog the one dude.
Yeah.
You know, the one guy in the band, they always dog him out, you know. It's like, damn, man. All right, let me back this thing up. What? Anyway, it sounded like an 80s rap song there for a minute. But
About.
now I want to show off my collection of
Tanks.
mechanized artilleries. You buy these things in units of 4, so, you know. So I've got 8. Because you can upgrade from 4 to 6 to 8. So they come 8 in a box. So I'm like, F it, man. I'm putting all 8 in my army. If somebody tries to hide in a building or some shit, they're going to catch it. That's right. Why go into a building to try and root somebody out when you can just call artillery in? That's something I learned from the Army. Now, Marines, for some reason, they just love kicking doors in. I don't know what their fucking problem is.
No, they just like it. It's good exercise.
Like in Fallujah and shit like that.
Yeah.
They're just all like, hey, let's go kick some doors in. That'll be fun. The Army? Oh, no. Oh, no. We're taking fire from a building? Call in a tank. Just blow the building up. We'll deal with that shit after the tanks fired a couple HE rounds into it. I mean, some people could argue that's not cool because you could kill like children and shit like that. And other people would argue, yeah, but you're not going to die. And one thing I learned in the Army is if it ever comes down to me and you, it's going to be you. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean you personally. I just mean if it comes down to me dying or someone else dying, it's going to be someone else.
It's somebody else dying.
Yeah, it's not going to be me. I'm not going in for that stupid shit. But Marines live for it, man. That's their whole. You got to respect them, you know, because they're the guys that fucking. They're going to kick a door in and go in and try and take everybody prisoner and take all the guns from them and shit like that. Whereas like I said, we'll just throw some HE rounds in there. We'll deal with it. Like, you know, have fun. You're not getting your 12 virgins.
No.
But
And I apologize, James. I do have to probably get going. It's getting around 5:30 my time.
you don't have to apologize. I'm just sitting here building tanks and talking shit.
You're good.
I mean,
Friend of mine.
We've been going for like 3 hours, man.
Not bad. Friend of mine gave me this fig he found on the Thingiverse.
Oh, nice. It's like a Marilith.
It's a Marilith, but she's huge size. So
Mariliths have magic. I mean, in large. Boom.
they're large typically. This one here is a little bit bigger.
No, I'm saying she could cast the enlarged spell on herself.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that give them like certain bonuses and stuff?
Strength, but a lot of strength, a lot of grapple.
Right.
And
So she could always just cast enlarge on herself and go to work. I like Mariliths. They're one of my favorite bad guys in D&D. They really are. They're just so freaking uber cool, you know.
versatile.
Like of all of the demonic type bad guys or whatever, I've always thought they're the ones I'm more likely to use. Them and Vrox for some reason. I've always been a big fan of throwing Vrox at the party. I don't know, something about a buzzardy demonic entity is kind of, you know,
Yeah.
kind of a cool thing, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, take off, get something to eat. I won't get anything to eat because I'm full because the wife bought me a pub sub.
I appreciate you, James, and everybody here that watched this and enjoys Fence and such and have discussions.
Well, I mean, we're kind of losing them, but it's okay. I mean, you can't expect people to hang out, you know,
No.
5 hours to watch people talking shit. I mean, it's the way it works, you know. It's like you start the stream, you get maybe double digits, and then you can keep that for like an hour or two.
Then
But eventually, people just got other shit they got to do. It's the way it is, you know.
Yep.
Which is why I do my streams for myself, because it's so much easier for me to paint and see. I've built a whole damn 8 tanks while we were talking.
pretty nice.
And I've painted a couple of figures, you know, and for some reason, it's so much easier for me to do those things while I'm actually chatting
Yes.
than it is otherwise. So yeah, I'm being kind of selfish when I'm talking to people because I'm really doing it for me more than anyone else.
If anybody here wants to jump in my seat, please go ahead.
Dude, there's no one here anyway, and I should probably go harass my wife.
Well, you go do that.
I'll smack her butt or something. I don't know.
Y'all have a good night. Thank you, James.
Oh, no problem. Anytime, Bruce. You know that. You and me is bros.
Same, sir. God bless you.
Yep, you too. And everyone else, thanks for watching. Now you see my massive artillery unit that I will use to pound somebody's D into the dirt. And I'll let you know how it works out. They're going to, of course, get primered, and then I'm going to do them in sand colors because that's what I do. But I will catch you guys later.